나한테 요청이 있어.
Let's go now.
Panda. I got broads in Atlanta. Just to throw me in the family. Credit cards in the scammers. Getting no list in the bank. Legacy.
I love that track.
Morning. Sorry. Good evening to you. It's morning here.
And good evening, the viewers, or good morning, wherever you may be. Let's get a little bit more closer, a little bit more intimate. That's better. How you think there? Yeah. Eugene, we've got another 50 minutes, an hour of possible transfers.
It's closed.
It's past Levy's bedtime.
Yeah, it's 2300 GMT, right? So I guess it's closed. But there's one good thing. Probably one good thing is the last news coming in was Aurier is offloaded.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So at least we have some movement maybe going out. I mean, let's assume that over the next 50 minutes, 55 minutes, nothing's really going to happen. I don't think we're going to do anything lastminute.com. There would be a great deal of talk, a great deal of buzz. You'll have some journalists hanging around somewhere because the agents would have tipped them off that this is about to occur, breaking news. And since that hasn't happened and there's no reporters outside Traore, the Wolves, is he not coming then?
Nah, £50 million. Levy going to pay that money. I told you the whole beginning of the starting of transfer window, we are not going to give more than 25 million to 30 million pounds for a player. Have we bought any player more than that this season, paying that amount of money? No. So 50 million pounds for Traore? No way. I think they were trying to get a loan with an obligation to buy again.
Eugene, there's a few people already turned up. 9 people already watching. So let's have a little look. Who's in the chat? Eugene, it's you. It's you. Jamie,
Hi, Jamie.
Shared with the unofficial Manila, Philippines, Tottenham Hotspur Supporters Club Facebook group. Come on, you Spurs. I think that's a bit of a mouthful. All right, there's me. Smash a like, everyone, while you're waiting. Well, you're here now. Please do smash that like. We do appreciate it. As I was coming back to this comment over here by Williamson, is that Kaylee or Khalil? I'm sorry, I butchered your name there. But Williamson, Serge is gone. Is that happened, or are you saying that's about to happen?
I don't know. The news has happened. I think he's terminated his contract or something like that. We'll get more news from that later. But
he's definitely. It looks like he's out the door. It's just a case of dotting the I's and crossing the T's. AM Singh's in the house.
AM Singh, thanks for your support. He was on my show earlier in the evening when I did one with the India Spurs boys, and he was there too. Thanks for the support.
He's bigging everyone up, but he's got a couple of suggestions. Zidane's free, isn't he? And Pele's not really signed up to any team.
That's
I mean, there's always Arjen Robben, take him out of gardening leave. And apparently, according to AM Singh, Aurier has terminated his contract.
Yeah.
And Shamu, welcome.
Woo. Let me try. Woo, Shamu. Yeah.
Well, either way, Aurier is gone on a free, confirmed. There you go. So, was he the worst apple that we had to get rid of? Or was this probably the best political maneuver? It's more of a case of like, okay, you got Aurier, you got Sissoko. They've had Sissoko's had strong links in the dressing room over the Poch years, towards the end of it and into the new. Could it be that some of the rest of the team didn't quite feel 100%, brotherly love? My hair's not curly enough. Could there be that element? It's like we're foreigners, we're French, we've got to stick together. But I saw that picture of Lloris on the 300 games, and the guy standing right behind him, hand on shoulder, Sissoko, with the biggest smile you could possibly imagine. Everybody was so concentrated on the fact that Harry was on the left and he's the vice captain. But he looked like in a standing commanding position as a wingman to Lloris. And Sonny was right behind him with a hand on his shoulder. So the backing's there. I think with Sissoko and Aurier gone, that feeling that there's division inside the club, in the dressing room, that feeling seems to be disappearing. With Bale gone, Rodon very quiet, injured and so forth. Davis having to put in a shift, realizing that if he wants to really get into Nuno's books, then he has to really step up and perform, which he did. You know, I give him a solid 7 for the last game he played. That bad smell gone? What do you think?
Hopefully, right? Hopefully. But Nuno's coming with a positive vibe already, so I guess it's okay. The only thing now, and Ndombele is still here. With Sissoko gone and Aurier gone, will Ndombele have a change of mentality, right? Because we can't afford to have a 200k a week player sitting on the sidelines, not even on the bench, okay? Or maybe training with the under 23s. There's no logic to that. So I guess next job for Nuno is to try to get Ndombele's head back on his shoulders. Yeah.
SOF, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Can't believe we didn't get another attacker.
Don't worry about that, SOF. I think we'll go and raid some championship team for a backup striker for Kane. Right?
The transfer window in the United Kingdom is still open, right? For another week.
Yeah. I think so. I think so. Yeah.
So we have maybe homegrown talent as a backup striker that we could possibly obtain. Maybe that still exists. But either way, we didn't get another attacker. No. There was a lot of talk. A lot of talk.
Come on, it's Tottenham. There's always a lot of talk.
Right. Bergwijn has no competition other than Gil. And I think Gil is good competition. I'm expecting at least 15 goals from him in all competitions. I think you're being optimistic.
We have to be, right, with the team we have now.
I think what it is that if you're Bergwijn, then you're going to use a lot of energy doing a lot of stuff. And the thing is that he doesn't magically appear right at the front to pick the ball up and do a lot of stuff and then score. People like Moura, people like, Sonny, Kane, they get ahead of him in that pecking order. But definitely he's one to watch. We don't know what Nuno's plans are for him. Is he going to stick him on the left-hand side and keep him there? Is he going to bring him into the middle? We don't know. But I think on the left-hand side, he seems to be quite tenacious on the left, doesn't he? Yeah. I think a pattern is forming where we've got someone on the right who's going to kick your shins in Tanganga. And we've got someone on the left-hand side who's just going to be an absolute beast and run around you and pull all kinds of nifty little tricks. Then you've got Dele Alli in the midfield running his socks off. That's a bit of a turnaround. I mean, Dele Alli, he is one of those guys who is one of our creative players. And if you were looking for some sort of creativity coming from the midfield, right now we've got Lo Celso, and we've got Dele Alli. Lo Celso can play in the mid. Dele Alli can play in the mid. Gil, I think is more of a forward player. What's your thinking on him?
Gil, Brian Hill. Brian Hill. Brian Hill, of course, he's a more forward player. And to tell the truth, because we haven't gotten in a creative midfielder, right? So maybe he can slot into that spot at the moment, right? To maybe transform him into a creative midfielder. Hi, Aaron. Thanks for your support.
Serge is gone.
Yep. Serge is gone. Yeah.
JJ Tubbs is in the house as well. Listen, shall we just go through the comments and just quickly have a little bit up to date?
Yep.
JJ Tubbs in the house. Window closed.
Yes, windows closed.
Shamu, what's he up to nowadays? He's saying you got to put more lungs into it, lads, as David Harris tells me. Okay, fair enough. That's true.
Woo. Okay.
Oh, I see. To pronounce his name. Who?
Yeah, Shamu.
Right.
Yeah.
Hi guys, looking forward to Mr. K's positivity, making me feel better about this poor window. I mean, I gave it a 6 out of 10 on Will Stewart's channel, but anyway, we'll get to it. We'll work our way up.
Yeah.
SOF, I would rather kept Serge than Doherty. Makes me think the club wanted him gone. Maybe him and Sissoko being gone will force them. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that Ndombele will turn around and think, well, I got to make some friends with somebody. And the dinner lady, she's already gone at 3:30. So the ball boy, he's gone at 2:00. I've got to like maybe gel with my teammates a little bit. But then at the same time, I think this is where the captain of the team can come in.
Yeah. And Lloris French, so
look, one, he's French. Two, he's a World Cup. He's a World Cup. He's a World Cup holder and a captain. So
captain.
I think if anyone is going to gain his respect when they talk, it's going to be Lloris. I mean, he's got to look around and say, well, I got to respect that guy there. He's got the trophies to back it up. So I think there's a bit of that going on. So the knuckling down, I'm hoping that will happen. 3 right backs at the club would have been Southgate's wet dream. Adam over here. Pleasure to see you, Adam.
Thanks for support.
Auria's gone. Thank God for that. The maddest transfer window in history.
No, not that.
No. Think about how it started. We weren't focused on the transfers. We were focused on the manager. But technically, it was a transfer window, though.
Yeah,
it was a transfer window, and there was so much talk and hype.
Not maddest, the most chaotic, I think. Not maddest, chaotic, maybe,
but not too bad from strategy. Only one window, and Aurea Sissoko gone. Golini probably the best buy. Now, I've maintained that I like Golini. I maintain he's got something. I like his proactive sort of approach as a human being. He seems to be very positive, commanding, upright. And that bodes well for someone who's going to take over the future number 1 jersey for Spurs.
True.
On top of that, he seems to be quite endearing himself to the players. So he's already a bit of a character. Personally, myself, I think all of them are pretty good. What do you think?
The players coming in, of course, with Paratici around, I guess the potential is there, right?
But think about it.
Potential, potential. Go by potential first. Then now it's Nuno's job to see that potential come true. Right?
But you say potential, but people like Romero and Golini, they've already shown their potential.
No, but the potential they're showing in a different league.
I mean, you're talking about adapting to the Premier League.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying here is that they're already proven characters. They just have to now be able to adapt to this particular environment. Gili is the only one that's really got the potential. He's young, growing, hasn't really shown it, and if he blossoms into the Premier League, I mean, the system where you blossom eventually is going to set a lot of your pattern. Correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So he's coming into our league at this age to blossom, which means that he might be the most exciting thing that's ever come out since Modric. I've got to mark it. What's the timestamp on this? 13 minutes. Right. Check this back in the future to see whether or not Gil is the new Modric. We have someone else, Vignesh N. Welcome to the stream. I love your little icon. Absolutely. That's some sort of magician. Yes, it probably is. Looks like it. Last chance for Doherty, Winks, Dyer, Sanchez. If they fail to perform, should sell them. Nope, too late. Window just about to close. We can't sell them. We got from at least another 3 months until January transfer window. And even then, we're not notoriously known to selling people at that transfer window. Maybe loaning them out.
We're never doing business in January anyway.
We don't have enough squad depth in order for us to let these 4 guys go. And as far as I'm concerned, Dyer and Sanchez, well, they're an integral part of our defense now. So forget trying to get rid of them in any way, form, or fashion. Let's just keep praying that they do a good job. Winks and Doherty, it's already been shown that Doherty is probably the exception where Nuno might put his arm around him. Yeah, bring him into the Conference League, bring him into a few cup runs, and then when there is a problem, bring him on to the Premier League. Winks, however, I think it's pretty clear Nuno knows. I think it's pretty clear Nuno knows about Winks. He hasn't played him that much. And the only reason why Rodon's played less than him is because Rodon's been injured. Otherwise,
Winks,
know,
I think Nuno's going to use Winks for the cup games, I think, right? More or less one of the holding midfielders in the cup games, especially during the ECL when the opposition seems to be weaker. Seems, guys. Don't forget, start rants, not something to joke about, right? And of course, Vitesse is from the Dutch league. But of course, the Slovenian MS Mura, that is one conundrum there that we have not studied yet. But to me, every football game, before it starts, is equal at 0-0. So nobody gets an extra goal for just being in the Premier League.
Here's an interesting one. I mean, the thing is, I think for a fan like me, I think yourself and probably included as well, we still haven't quite fully recovered from, in ourselves personally, as individual people. I certainly have not recovered from that nearly 2 seasons of our club not buying no one. I personally am still like in shock of the fact that actually happened, and people may think that's not, maybe it's in the past, it's a long time ago. No, it was quite a significant thing to happen, because we had a squad at the time which was just budding to break through, and it got hung out there until it withered and died. Now we've got a new rebuild.
Yeah.
Okay, new players coming in. Paraticu's there. There's definitely some telling signs as to what type of players we're getting in, because they seem to be tenacious players. They don't seem to be players that, they're going to throw their hands up in the air and give up in the middle of a fight. They're going to keep trying it. I mean, Gil, look at that young man. He just kept trying and trying and trying, and you could read him from his face. He wasn't hiding nothing. He was putting it all in. But yeah, we could have pulled off a few more transfers, I feel. JJ Tubbs, you're absolutely right. Scott, what are you saying? 4 out of 5, 4 out of 10? And he's being nice? Yeah. Scott, 4 out of 10, you are being nice. I'd say a 6, you say a 4. That should always be. Gil is the player I'm most excited about. Absolutely right. He reminds me of a young Modric. Slightly taller and better looking, I think. Romero probably won't play till December if he keeps playing for Argentina, if you consider isolation times and so on. Oh my days. Could he be the one that we spoke about him the most? The thing is, we spoke about Romero the most, and he's going to appear the least.
Yeah, for this season at the moment, right? With all the things that's been going on in the international break and all that. So I know we've been talking about it, player versus club and country. So I think maybe we'll talk about it later along the way, right? At the moment, let's just focus on what we've been doing during this past 24 hours or so before the window closed. And like I said, at least we did get Emerson in, all right? We did get one player during this closing window.
Yeah, right? They've announced that 6 o'clock or something. Yeah. Listen, Emerson, what do you know about Emerson?
Not much. But he's a Barcelona player, but he's never actually played for Barcelona's first team, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Or just very, very minimal minutes, okay? But he's played more for Betis, okay? And they're saying he was a baller last season for Betis, okay?
Yeah.
So, and he's been 2 seasons in Betis. That's the thing. He's been loaned out. So I guess he's been loaned out until his contract was up for extension and 1 year left. So I guess Barcelona needs money. So cashed in on him.
Well, 79 games for Betis, scoring 5 goals. So he's a workhorse. He's definitely a workhorse, and he's only 22. So this is basically a Brazilian defender.
Yeah.
We said we needed one more defender, and this guy's 20.
Basically, pure like right back, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, right back, middle. I think with a three-man team at the back, quite easily he could be on the right-hand side. Is he going to partner up in the middle? We don't know. We'll see. We'll see what Nuno brings. What he does with this new collection. Right, Bake Bobby. Poor window for us. If there's some positives, it doesn't mean that necessarily we're doing great. It just means that we're not doing fantastic. But yeah, I think we will find out how good or bad this is. Because it's not always a case of more is better.
Of course.
If you, I think there was.
If you want more is better. You could go back to when we spend the bail money. How much better was that?
I think no. The thing was is that I think they were in like 4 minds about what player to get in the midfield, so they got all 4 midfielders. Right. Gill could become. Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think should play Winks only in the Conference League. No, I think you shouldn't play him anywhere. I don't even think it. No, I think I'm 100% certain. I don't even want to see Winks in the Conference League. I'm sorry. You know, if you love Winks and you're watching the stream, I've got nothing against the young man personally, but it's my club, and he should go somewhere like Hull.
Hey, don't forget. Maybe we can loan him down to the lower leagues, right? The window is still open for the championship, the EFL leagues, right? So
no, it won't happen. We need. Unfortunately, he's sitting in one of those squad depth positions. Yeah. So we actually need we need the bodies. We need the actual physical bodies. Plus, on top of that, he's homegrown as well, so that adds to the quota. You know, that really helps. True. I mean, he's not a completely poor player. It's just he doesn't fit in with what we're trying to do.
No, but against Pacos de Ferreira at home, we could see that he was more positive in the attacks. His balls were going forward more than going sideways. So let's say give Nuno a chance to work on him. Maybe something else might come out of there. You know.
Well, we don't have a choice now.
Yeah, we don't have a choice.
We don't have a choice. We don't have a choice.
Positive, Mr. K. We'll be positive, right?
I'm saying we don't
There's
have a
so
choice.
much negativity just before the transfer window closed.
No, because
now
I was
no
really...
choice. You have to be positive.
No, I tell you the truth. I really thought we were going to get Traore over the line.
No, I never saw that. Seriously.
No, because the way I looked at it was we you know, a goalkeeper left, Hart, and we got a new goalkeeper. A defender left, like Toby, and we got a new defender. And once a year or once every other year, we get a young development player, so we got Gill. And then as soon as Sissoko went, I thought, all right, big tank, midfield, going, plays on the right. What do you know? Traore, like for like, can do it slightly better. Yeah. But still, both of them have no end product.
You know how it triggered me to actually see the Traore isn't coming is that when we first went for Traore, right, the price was £40 million. Okay. Then the next news came out. We were trying to buy him, trying to get him on a loan with an obligation to buy. That triggered me. I said, okay, it's over. Right. Wolves is not going to take a loan. Right.
I think AM Singh is hitting the money on the button where, you know, come on, guys, let's get real. We're talking about Levy here. Yeah. You know, considering that we actually got Emerson, you know, regardless of who he may and how good he may be, but at the end of the day, we got Emerson. We got someone.
No, you know? Mr. K, like I told you, Levy's level is not more than 25 million to 30 million pounds. And every signing that we have hit right at the moment, which actually we are paying for, like Hill. But of course, Hill, you can take that we paid a bit more for him because we gave them Lamela. Okay, we gave them a Lamela as in part cash and player swap, but we still didn't come
Lamela's
up.
gone. Hold it. You know what it is. I've been busy.
Now you miss him. No,
it's not even a case of missing him. I haven't seen him go yet. I missed that bit. I think I was in like working or something or doing something. You were busy for like a weekend or something. Yeah. And then that whole furore of him going, I just totally missed it. And like, you know, we're gonna miss his Rabona.
No, he's being a baller at Sevilla.
The pace of the game over there probably suits him a lot bit better. And you know, the sunshine and you know, I don't know, the adoring fans.
No, that's why I'm saying, Mr. K.
Yeah,
a player like Lamela, all his talents and the potential he had when he first came, and he couldn't cut it. Not to say he couldn't cut it all the way. I mean, cut it right, but not all the way. He didn't turn out to be a baller for us with all the injuries and all that. So now with all these new players coming in, there's still this small little, you know, inkling of a doubt behind your mind whether these players can cut it.
I'll tell you what, cutting it. This is really. You know, are you in the right team now? I think you are now. With Nuno there doing what he's doing, I can see something happening. Bob Spurs in the house. Windows out. 5 out of 10. Window in. 3 out of 10. What more to expect from a window controlled by Levy? You know what? Absolutely right. I think AM Singh hit it on the nail earlier when he turned around and said, "Listen, 7 out of 10. What did you expect from?" So we're not exactly City or Chelsea, but this is an interesting point. Emerson used to play striker. Now, when in my spare time, in the past, I used to look at tactics a lot and teams playing. So what I used to do is I used to go into a simulation software called Football Manager. And when you're playing really low league, it really comes in handy having a defender who can be a striker as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're big guys. They're like, they're able to push people around. They can hold up the play. It's just a matter of whether they're any good with the ball at the feet.
No, it's a good thing. If you have, if a player, right, was a striker when he was younger, coming up all the way, and he turns into a defender, okay, then he becomes a backup. He becomes a backup striker. Have you not noticed, right? Every time when a corner is taken, all your centre backs go up and try to hit the ball in.
But what I'm saying is that if Emerson used to be a striker, and he's a centre back, and he could play right back, do you see what I'm getting at here?
No, was he a centre back?
Well, he's a defensive midfield. Defensive back, right? Is he just a right wing?
I think he's just a right back.
I'm sure they all train how to play in the center.
If you're at the back, you learn your defensive skills and all that, of course, right?
Headering the ball. I saw Rega do that the other day. I was well impressed. I gave him a 7 out of 10 for that. But my point here, right, is if you had, when they split up the back and then the guy on the right hand side hangs around the right, or if he's playing in a full back, then he'll be going forward a bit more. But the idea being here is that we've got one player that seems to have ticked 3 boxes.
Haven't you noticed we do that a lot?
Let's put it this way: Do you think if he's a right back, don't you think he'd be better as a centre back than he would be as a striker? So therefore, technically, he can play all 3 positions. That'd be fantastic. Can you imagine that? Whose idea was this?
What are you trying to get? Another Harry Kane, right?
I think this is a Hitchin situation, isn't it? A versatile player. No, either way, Parati's come out with a nice one there. I like that. We never know. Yeah. And Shamu is obviously passing on his pleasantries to Bob. Piss off, Bob. Yes. I hope everyone out there doesn't get offensive with this. This is actually a thing that's going on.
No, this is our family, Spurs family term of endearment to each other. We greet each other like that most of the time, all of the time.
Right, and Bosso is having a bit of laughter. Chelsea and City, but either way, we're not Chelsea, we're not City.
Yeah.
What we are is we're lucky because we got Kane. We got Kane.
Yeah,
Kane. We just signed. Yeah. Think about it. We started off the beginning of the transfer window. Let's face it. We all had in the pit of our stomach Kane was going to go, right?
Yeah.
Forget how the fiasco and everything went on. We had in our pit of our stomach the fact that he was going to go. That was for sure there. The fact that he's still here, it's almost like a new signing. Like we just signed a new striker.
No, Mr. K. The fact that Kane is still here is because MCT cheapskates.
Let's not go into
pay the money.
No. Positivity. Yeah. If they wanted to splash the cash, they had they could have robbed
it. 200 million to MCT. Come on, right?
Yeah, that was amazing. Levy at his best. Eugene is turning this stream into a negative free zone. Yes. Have we switched positions? Have you the positive one today? Is it because I'm tired? With all this paint.
No, I think
this paint on me.
You're tired because you just finished your work. I'm positive because I just woke up.
That's true. We're on the opposite end of the spectrum right now, isn't it? I'm going to go into sleep mode, and you're going to be going into waking up mode. So, absolutely fantastic.
The thing is, why? More positive is because when I was doing my stream earlier in the evening, about 8 hours ago, right? We signed a player at that time, Emerson.
You must have had some good dreams.
No, that's why I was in the comments in what called.
Scott's got some wisdom here. Scott's got some wisdom here. He turns around and says, "Listen, you know what? Liverpool had plenty of players. They only needed one more. And that's all they got." And personally, I think that Liverpool don't have the money.
Yeah. I had a Liverpool fan.
What do you mean you're not expecting much? Sorry, you had what? A Liverpool?
No, I had a Liverpool fan. Harry was on my stream earlier. So I was talking to him. So he was quite satisfied. The only thing he said he missed, right, is an extra forward player or striker just to back up Firmino, Salah, and Mane, just in case something happens to them. Like last season, if Salah and Mane gets injured or Firmino and Mane gets injured, they look a bit lost.
I know. Listen. Owners of a club, top 6. Remember the ESL? Their numbers come out already. No matter what they did as a PR stunt, right? Yeah, to cover themselves up. Oh, we're very sorry. We made a mistake. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, if that's the case, then why haven't you officially terminated the contract that you've got with the ESL? They officially publicly come out with it and say, look, legally we're now free of them. No, you can't. Well, it doesn't matter. The point is that the statements they made are false.
No, but
statements they made are false.
All the clubs are making false statements, bro.
Yeah. So my point here is,
if they terminated the contract with the ESL now, right? They would have to pay back ESL those three who's left behind, right? 300 million euros. My point
here is they haven't left. They have no intention of leaving. Pure PR stunt, lying out of their teeth. So if that's the case, then what Liverpool going to do? Liverpool going to hold on to the glory that they won the Premier League and they won the Champions League, right? Yeah, they're going to hold on to that glory, and they got Klopp, right? And they got that wonderful defender. That's it. They're going to hold on to that and feed off that for 5 years, right? That's the reality. If by any chance they happen to get one or two magic players and they happen to turn into absolute Coutinhos and things like that and rip up the Premier League, fine. Then you can compete. Right now, this season, you're top 4. That's it. You're not competing for title. I don't see that. I don't see no intent whatsoever.
According to, Harry says that their youth system is supporting them now. Like Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones.
He's brilliant.
Yeah.
He's brilliant.
So he's not that worried about top 4. Okay, but he has admitted that they are not going to challenge for the title this year. They are not going to challenge for the title because it's looking more like an MU and Chelsea is going to go for it. Even M City looks a bit shaky because they have not actually gotten in a striker to help them. If, let's say, Ronaldo is banging 30 goals in the Premier League, right? Who's going to match that? If you don't have someone like Kane.
Hold on. Wait. I know I've seen the news.
You forgot about Ronaldo, right?
No, I know I've seen the news for it. But he's going to be in the fantasy league, right?
Yeah. But I don't know what price. Yeah,
it doesn't. It can't be more than 12 million, for crying out loud. He's not that great. He's not that good.
I'm hoping it's cheaper because he's old.
No, but the thing is here is we're gonna see. It's interesting to see characters like him. Look, the Premier League football itself is a wonderful game. I don't think Nuno wanted a striker. I think if you look into the brain of most coaches out there, they usually want more than what they're given. Always. The headache comes after they've got them, and then they've got to keep them all happy. That's the real headache.
The thing is, I think we can't find a striker, right, who is going to come in and sit on the bench most of the time because Harry Kane is there. And you're waiting for Harry Kane to get injured to come on. If you're a top striker in the world, and up there, right, you're not going to do that. So that's why I said, we're going to go and search for a striker in the championship. Championship, right? We're going to look for a striker in the championship.
Long-term plan, switch to a back 3. I'm not too sure. I think maybe a lot of teams are moving into a back 3. They're going to a 3-4-3. This seems to be the happening pattern. But what Nuno has done with our team is he's turned around and said to us and probably thought, you know what, this team hasn't quite got the players to click that. So what you can do instead is have a 4-man back and then have your 6 outfield players tight in the middle, right? So that prevents any team from going right through your center. I know we've seen one example of where someone did that to us. I think Arsenal maybe, but other than that,
Chelsea.
No, I think it was Chelsea. I think it was. But either way, that compact center is really what's kept us alive, right? You can knock the ball up, and Dyer and Sanchez are heading the ball away, and they've been very good at that. So I think basically the midfield acting together with the defense, holding that central zone, is forcing teams to go around the outside, but they're not getting much joy. Bob's sort of saying, I know, of course, there's a 17-year-old backup. We've got, there you go. He's not quite a Rashford, but he's going to be getting there. And I think for the Conference League, it's pretty good confidence to get him up there and actually playing real games. Makes no difference.
Early stages of the cups, early stages of FA Cup, early stages of League Cup.
You remember Scott M gave it a 7 out of 10, so he's naturally going to turn around and say that having a fluid system, he wants to see chances created. And you're right. If you want to play for honours, you have to create chances. If you want to play for pride, you just got to prevent goals from going in the back of your net. And I think right now,
for honest, you must score goals, not create chances.
But the thing is,
Nuno create chances and don't score goals is no use.
No, but the thing is, Nuno said the first thing we must do is get our pride back.
Yeah.
And one of the best ways to get pride back is to have a consistent run of games where you're not having to pick the ball up from the back of your net.
Yeah,
because that's demoralizing.
Yeah.
Okay, say you score 2 goals, but they score 2 goals too. Right, you're taking the ball out of your net twice. That's twice the humiliation that you're having to go through it once, and that mental mindset or defeatist mindset starts to set into our players, and our players are absolute experts at taking that mentality on. They proved it under 2 different managers, but what I think Nuno has done is something quite remarkable with our teams, and you know what? Good on him. There were some people, I think, middle of last season that turned around and said, maybe that type of manager would be better for our team. Of course, but we had people like Bale at the time. We thought, we're going to win the league. Too much pressure on the young shoulders of the only other recognized striker for a Premier League team. He basically, if you're going to force this type of pressure on a young player, either you get called a Ferguson or your judgment is questionable.
Yeah, that's true.
But
if he turns out to be a baller in 6 months' time, right, smacking in the goals in all the cups and all that, so he'll more or less have a seamless, seamless entry back into the first team in the Premier League, right? And maybe
Nuno really wanted. If Nuno really wanted 10 million, 15 million a year from there, he would have got one. No, I don't think so. I think Nuno's been very careful with his language. Very, very careful with his language. He said, he always says, I'm here to help improve the squad.
Yeah.
He never turns around and says, my team, my players. He says, Tottenham players. Right? He's very careful with his words. You know the way the coaches are at Watford? They always come across as coaches, not managers, right? So I think that's what Nuno is to a certain degree. He's a coach, and Paratici is the manager. Right?
Maybe.
So I think that's how they've separated the 2 roles out. But either way, it's good that they're doing something. Rather, football people. Sol Campbell started as a striker and moved back to a centre half, and look where he ended up. Piss off, Bob. Piss off, Sol. Ali's in the house.
Ali. Hi, Ali.
Ritwika, do you think we can finish top 4? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But then again, everyone tells me I'm delusional.
We should try at least not to finish top 4. I think try to win the league.
I'm with Nuno when he turns around and says that we have talented players. The question is, they've never really performed as a team, and whenever they have performed as a team, we've done really well. So it's just a case of getting these players to play together. Now he says that basically to play together there must be a balance. So what type of player, where they're playing, what the tactics are, and the balance of how fit they are as well, energy. So okay. Sorry, I went off on one there. I should be getting back into some shut eye. Right. Keep up the brilliant banter. Get some sleep, get some rest. Unfortunately, we did get one player, Amazon. Right. So next on the list, Colin Lambsden is here, who's a channel member. A few weeks ago, people were saying that we need a rebuild. We started the rebuild with some young talent. Did the fan base expect the rebuild to only take one window?
No.
Our fan base, yeah. Our fan base, yeah. No, seriously.
Most of our fan base, yeah.
Some of us genuinely thought we were going to get like 6-7 players. But only because I think the back of some people's mind, they thought Kane was leaving and therefore we're going to have a big splash of money. Yeah. So we have Adi Wiyaha. I can't pronounce the surname. Very many.
This is Wijaya. Indonesian.
Right, brilliant. Is it Adhi?
Yep. You can just say Addy.
Right. Eric Dyer is a hidden danger. We know. We know. Special name for him called Moon Boots. His lack of concentration.
Wait. Hidden danger for us or for the opposition team?
No, for us. Trust me. He's been performing well. I know exactly what Adi's talking about. his lack of concentration.
Eric Dyer turns out to be Nuno's secret weapon.
Listen, his lack of concentration on the second half. This happens a lot. Did a lot of missed passes in the second half of the game.
True.
Look, we've seen him do something positive, and as far as I'm concerned, something is better than nothing right now. Right, and apparently,
all right, guys, we are 3-0. No goal scored against, right? So just savor it for the moment. At the moment,
savor it. Ain't gonna last for long, right? Ellie's saying that they all lie through their teeth. Absolutely. I think that might have been the conversation earlier regarding chairman. Klopp got third, and then Leicester bottled it. I think I'm going to quickly speed down. If we'd, I just want to see if there's anything further down. If there is, please do let me know. If we'd waited another year to sign these young players, we wouldn't have got them. They would have gone elsewhere. We've done good business. I'm with Colin. I'll give it a 6 out of 10, which is a positiveness. I wouldn't quite give it a 7. I think if we'd got one more, if we got backup striker in, then I would have given it a 7, which is quite a nice score, right? Scott M's going to come back with the low blow. How does a rebuild stop us from getting an attacking player? We can't let the rebuild nonsense be an excuse for things that should have been done. Scott, you know what? We should just chuck the link out to Scott and say, "Come in, mate."
Yeah, just hop on, Scott. Throw the link out. Whoever wants to hop on. Ellie, hop on. I want you to hop on, Ellie. Please hop on.
You know what? I'm going to do it.
You're an icon.
I'm going to do it. You know why? Because right now it's one of those days where just a coincidence. Our show's at the same day when there's some sort of activity currently going on. I generally tend to keep it away from the current affairs, but it just is one of those things. Everyone out there, if you're watching in the stream, please do click a like if you can, subscribe if you haven't, write a comment if you've got something in your mind, agree with something that we're saying. Have a look in the comments to see maybe something you may agree or disagree with. Put your 2 pence in there, and if you want to click on the link.
And are you going to do your Patreon thing and all that?
I was going to just about to do that now. Working my way to it.
All right. Yeah, do it.
But thank you very much for reminding me. Scott M, come on. I'd like to hear more about. I mean, we're positive people. He's going to turn around and say, "No, it's been terrible. 3 out of 10."
Scott's not always like that. Right? Scott's not always like that.
So let's have a look at this Patreon page of ours. It's been updated. Brilliant. Right, ladies and gentlemen, all you viewers out there, this is the Patron members and the YouTube members page, and it seems to me populated now more than it was before. Over here on the left hand side, we've got the Patron members, which is Spartan 7 Gaming, Wayne Bonner, Mama Coates, Celery Agent, AG, Gaguma, Tony Co, Alex Burton, Bob Spur TV, piss off Bob, John N, Aaron Dove, and also we've got these wonderful YouTube members as well. Matt Hayes, is that the real legendary Matt Hayes? Yes, it is. Right, Sisu, sorry, how do you pronounce it? Cisays. That is a nice name. I like that. Danny Kriaku, Wayne Bonner, Dan THFC. That's the Yid kid, right?
Yep. That's Yid kid.
Tony Co, who's also a Patreon member and a YouTube member. Scott M, who we're hoping that he jumps on soon. Kieran McDonald and Tottenham Tantrum. I remember Tottenham Tantrum. He became a member when he doing our show.
And don't forget Colin Lundstrom.
Colin Lumsden. Well, you know what? Colin's name's not on the YouTube. Lumsden, sorry. His name is not on here. Let me quickly just give him a shout out. There you go. That will hopefully that will get up there. Now let's get rid of this page, right? Before someone pops up. All right. What was that? Crikey. What's he doing out there? No. Allow him. We don't want to see any more of that guy. Colin Lumsden, thank you very much for becoming a member of the show. Of this channel. Absolutely fantastic to have you on board. Viewers out there, the way things are financed on YouTube to allow content creators to keep on creating, improving their channel, it's mainly because if you're interested in watching it, if you're interested in what we're saying or you're interested in your input as well, then these are the type of channels which pretty much are made by fans for the fans. If you want to support it, then certainly become a Patreon member. Become a YouTube member, throw in a super chat or a super sticker, or alternatively click a like. A like does wonderful things. It's absolutely free. Subscribe if you want to carry on with what we're doing for the rest of the season.
Ellie says,
don't write us off. Oh yeah, I'm optimistic for trophies. I was going to say that earlier. I feel that we're a top 4 side and we can win a trophy. Okay, so let's just hope that these hidden dangers stay hidden. Okay. Yeah, but if we Colin's got a point. You know, we did get some young players in 22, 20, 18. You know, so they're quite decent ages. All right. Ritwika. There's no way Ronaldo scores 20 goals.
Oh, you're going backwards.
No chance.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I want to go back.
Yeah, I was saying 30 goals earlier. Yeah.
Yeah,
I understand. Yeah.
12.5 million. Seriously.
Okay, it's already out.
Bale cost us 15.
In FPL.
Bale cost us 15. Yeah.
In FPL, I'm saying, right?
Yeah. Oh, fantasy play. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
FPL.
That's too much. That's too much. I thought maybe 10 million. It's hard to attract a decent striker. 8.
Yeah, I'll change Bamford for him.
I don't think Bamford.
I've got Bamford in my team. You know, I don't even have Kane.
You're lucky you. He scored a goal the other day. It's hard to attract a decent striker with no Champions League football. Vinicius would have done a job in the Conference League, but because he wasn't as good as Kane, the fan base put him down. Okay. When you've got these type of players like Ronaldo, they don't care about trophies anymore. They've won enough. Please come to our club. Please come. There's a project. There's a project.
Ronaldo has got a project in his mind, right? He's going to win a trophy for.
It's magic,
Alex.
you know.
For Sir Alex, you know, he wants to win another Champions League trophy for Sir Alex. You see, so that's why he's back.
All right. I think there's a few more people that have come in. Come into the house.
You have to go put it down.
There's a super sticker that's coming. I'm going to put that on in a second. I just want Toffee to say, "Come on, you Spurs," and piss off Sol.
I know,
but not in Bobby the way. Toffee saying we'll go unbeaten. You know what? That's true. We're hoping. CCV loaned out to Celtic. Listen, you know what, Ellie?
Is it happening? Did it happen?
Ellie's look. I enjoy your show, so I'll stay with you, lovely chaps, for another 20 minutes. Come on, you Spurs. Ellie. And sorry, just want to stick that up there.
Yep, Ellie, thanks for support.
Yes. Oh, Chris is in the house. Chris, yes. I have put the links in there, Chris. If anybody wants to jump on, in the chat, the links in the chat. I'm going to put it again just to make sure, in case you missed it from before. Okay. Yeah.
Reload XXXX is here too.
Yep. Is he quickly? Let me just quickly say hello to him. Anyway, before I stick on, here we go. But Scott.
Hi
guys.
Man. Yeah. Good morning. Good evening to you, Scott. Right? Evening.
Yeah, it's about 10 to 5 in the afternoon here. So.
So afternoon. Yeah, because I'm in morning. Yeah.
So Scott, a bit of a stubble.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Is that the Nuno effect?
No, it's because I stopped working in about 2 weeks ago, so I haven't had to shave. Now I'm just lazy.
No.
Well,
he's growing in his beard.
Yeah, I would try to get bald and bearded, but if I have a few more days like this, it gets way too itchy. I can't make it to the length that you guys go to. It drives me nuts.
Okay.
I
can't even have it.
Scott, are you firmly of the mind that we're living in a bit of a delusion right now, and that eventually the wheels are going to come off? And
I like listening to it. I'll say that, because I am not living in what you said, that delusion. So I need that positivity in my life right now, because I'm not feeling the same way you guys are. I think I said in the chat or somewhere I'm going for about a 4 out of 10, and I think that's me being nice. I think it's because I like a lot of the players, but if I look at what our needs are, I think it doesn't fit.
How do I get on, guys? Ellie, the link is on in the chat. So you just click on it, like on the StreamYard link, and then you'll hop on, Ellie.
I've just popped it on right now.
Yeah.
Just click on any one of those links that you see there. Yeah. And say StreamYard. Just click onto that. It'll take you to a page. Make sure your microphone, your viewing angles that you like it, and then that's it. Pop in here.
Yeah. Yep, Ellie.
Right. Chris is saying that he might pop in as well, which would be fantastic. It's been a while since we had a lot of people come into the stream. I think, generally speaking, with Talk to K was meant to be a little bit more intimate, but transfer, it just happened. We've got 10 minutes, 9 minutes counting. Is Levy going to do something behind the scenes? we
okay,
don't
Mr. K.
know.
No, but Mr. K, right? There are a lot of times when the transfer window closes, I see, right? But the news get released about an hour later. You know, like, oh, we just did this signing. Oh, we did that signing. You know, while the paperwork is being going through, we can't announce it yet. Since the paperwork has gone through, we will get it. Right? Hi,
Chris
Chris.
is in the house. Chris is in the house. Chris, I can't hear you, mate. Oh, that sounds so nice. Chris, that makes me feel good. Your subtle notes, subtle tones. Yes, Chris. We cannot hear a word you're saying, Chris, unfortunately. Are you on mute?
He's adjusting it. Hold on.
Okay, right. He's actually talking.
Yeah,
he'll be there eventually.
Yeah.
Rob Coyne, right? Is that right? Am I pronouncing it right? Rob Coyne?
Yeah.
Rob Coyne's in the house. Big up.
Big up.
Are you here now, Chris? Houston calling.
Still
Chris?
Can't hear you.
Don't worry. We're technical hitch. We'll be right back. Reload is saying that look, a drop from 12.5 million.
He'll jump back in.
Okay. Is it worth replacing Kane in Fantasy League? He's still my captain. Okay. Now, is this true that we've got Carter Vickers off the wage bill?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a loan to Celtic from. I haven't seen.
Why did we give him a new contract? Why did we give him a new contract last year? Why did we do it?
I don't know. We just loan. Somebody, I can't remember who it is. It might be Brian Daigle. Keeps saying he's going to be here at 33 on more loans, just loans the whole time. He'll be 15 years at the club and he'll never.
Believe it or not, behind the scenes last year there was talk maybe him going to Spain. But anyway, Rob Coyne saying, how many right backs do we have? Is it for right now with Emerson?
3.
With Emerson. No, don't forget about our youth as well. But in the squad,
right? Stelios talks a lot about Lavigny, I think. Is that how you pronounce it?
That's right.
Yeah.
Lavigny,
and I think Pat Stosky, whatever. I think he's a center back, but he looked decent as a right back. I mean, not for now, but for the future. So we have 2 guys there that look like they can be right back in the youth system. So,
well, just in case, I think it was one of those questions where Rob already knew the answer. 6.
He wanted to get
6 is the magic number. Apparently, we need 6 right backs in order for us to be ready. Chris, what are you saying? Chris, are you in the house? No.
Still can't hear you, Chris.
Chris, you have to stick one of these. You have to stick it into the phone. The headphone has to be stuck into the phone. You can't just have it in your ears. There's a 2-way plug. I think he said something like, "Shove off, Mr. K. Piss off." You know.
Still can't hear you, Chris. Sorry.
I think I'm gonna be the Chris whisperer.
One minute.
Okay. He's gone. He's I'm gonna go get Harry. Right.
But
Scott, are you? So you're not satisfied with this?
No,
with this transfer window at all.
I mean, I think I've gone through all the emotions now. Earlier, I was quite angry. Now I'm just resigned.
Hello. Come on.
Ellie's an absolute pleasure.
Yes,
absolute pleasure to see you.
Yeah, pleasure to see you too.
Ellie, are you happy with this transfer window?
Sort of semi-happy. It'd been nice to have got a creative midfielder in. Because we need the creative, because Ndombele's not quite at the races yet, is he?
No.
But they are trying back in the lodge at Spurs. They're trying to get him fit so that he can last at least 80 minutes because he hasn't got the general fitness yet to last that long, has he? So they are working on him. They're working on his strength. So hopefully they'll get him up to scratch and then he can start performing, because we know he's got the talent, hasn't he? There's no doubt about that.
Absolutely. I mean, without doubt, he looks amazing when he pulls it out of the bag. The way he goes past players, the way he holds players. The thing is, the strange thing is, I've even seen him do that maneuver where he's in the midfield. He'll do a diagonal pass to the top right to either the winger or the fullback that's run forward. And then I saw him once, absolutely do like a 50-yard dash to try to get into the box, to get on the other end of it. And this is the guy that we say doesn't move. So when I saw him do that, I thought to myself, this has all got to do with something inside, the motivation to want to do it. You know, you can run and run, and then you get exhausted and you fall down. Fair enough, the coach will then replace you. But if you think that you're conserving your energy, then you're going about it in the wrong team, because we don't need that.
Doesn't that
We
frustrate
need you
you
to
even
run.
more, though, Mr. K? Seeing that,
Sorry.
like, you see that he has that in his game. He sees that play. He has that ability to go do that. And then it leaves you just saying, why do we only see it so rarely? Why can't we see it more often?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a whole host of excuses, right? But the problem is that we're fed up with listening to excuses. You know,
Do you know what
fed up
you
with
should
excuses.
say? I just think, you know, go on. you speak.
Go on, Ellie. Go on. Sorry.
I was going to say, because Messi, as he's got older, he's controlling where he's going to run. I like the cat. Is it a cat? Yeah.
The mummy cat.
Right. Yeah, Messi, he controls his runs and he conserves his energy. Maybe Ndombele should take a leaf out of that book, because we know he's not going to get to the fitness levels, even when they're working on him. I don't think he's going to last a 90-minute. He's not a 90-minute, but not many players are they? Really, when you look at most players, they don't last 90 minutes for the whole game unless they're like superhuman. But if we can get 60 to 70 or even 80 minutes out of him, which at that level, I think we've got a baller. We know he can play. We know he can score because we've seen it, but we haven't seen enough of the goals. But the goals that he scored are incredible. You know, the one against Sheffield United was amazing.
My personal take on it is that there are many reasons as to why things have happened with him.
Yeah.
Personally, I think there are. And I can understand the frustration of the fans saying, listen, we've had enough. He's been there like a year, 2 years. We expect him to be performing. Look at the wages we're paying him. Yeah. I understand that. But on the opposite side, there's probably mitigated circumstances that we're not fully aware of. But in terms of him on the pitch, the way I see it is that the only way for him to get onto the pitch is if there's a team around him that are going to support him so that he can support them. Because I've seen him in the past where he's getting 5 acres kicked out of his shins, and I don't see one single Tottenham player turning up to put the foot through someone else, saying, hey, enough's enough. I didn't see that happen once. So, you know, and the thing is with me is I watch out for things like that.
Yeah,
I actually watch out for things like that. So I get extremely frustrated when I hear certain fans who dismiss this out of hand, who don't realize that the only way our team is ever going to get to anywhere successful is if they get together and they back each other up.
Yeah,
and that's the only way. So sometimes in the last season, for example, when Mourinho was playing his system, when people like Aurier or people like Sissoko pull themselves out of position, they saw something happening. They wanted to intercept it. What required to happen behind them was for the rest of the teammates to say, okay, look, there's a gap there now. We need to fill it.
Yeah.
They left the gap there. 9 times out of 10, people like Cavani or someone else will come along, ride right through that gap and score a goal. And then we'll all turn around to someone like Aurier or someone like Sissoko and say, oh, look, they haven't got any sense. These players are not safe players. We had safe players. Now Nunes found them out and say, no, Nuno. Nuno's come in and said, hey, you can't be safe on the pitch anymore.
No.
So now the ones which have still got that mentality, he's put them into the Conference League. He says, you know what, if you want to come up, if you want to come into the Premier League, you want to be in the first team, then I expect you to be a leader on the pitch, take responsibility, don't hide, and have some guts.
Yeah.
Go forward. If you make a mistake, don't worry, it's not the end of the world. You've got a team to back you up.
Very true.
I think
I don't know.
There is key. Like if you make a mistake, there's somebody there, and it seems like the team was so afraid to make a mistake. So if, like you say, Aurier goes out of position, and somebody needs to come and step out. Well, if you step out of your position and then get beat, and Jose is going to rip you in the dressing room for being out of your position, then are you going to do it? Or are you going to just stay? Right? You're so scared to make a mistake because every time somebody made a mistake, you got it called out in the press, or you got crapped on by Jose, telling you so much. How many times have you heard him, not just with Spurs, but with everybody else? Oh, it's having the ball is a concern because you can only make mistakes, and mistakes are awful. Mistakes are the worst thing you could ever do. So, like you said,
Chris.
why would you step out of your
Well,
position to help a
well,
friend if you're
Chris
gonna
is in
get
the
called out?
house. Chris is in the
Chris.
house.
Yeah.
Can we hear
Can I
him?
Can I come in there? Just want to say, because
Go on.
Højbjerg, he's been fantastic since he came. Everybody agrees that. And he's like an orchestrator. So now I think we're more disciplined, and we've got Ollie Skip doing the sweeping work like Steve Perriman used to do, the unsung part of the game, right? And then you've got Højbjerg. When I'm on the other tubes, the other channels, he's like 5 players, and he directs. He goes, you go there, I've got him, you've got him. And he's such a fantastic player at orchestrating the whole of the game, not just from defence, in midfield as well. I love him. I think we've got a jewel in the crown there with him.
Mhm.
And I think
Definitely,
with
100%.
him, we've got a chance of actually winning something and going that extra step, you know.
Mhm.
Because
I think you're right there,
fills a
the
lot of
tenacity.
gaps.
Yeah.
Tenacity and hard work. You need those players, because if you don't work hard in this league, you're going to get found out.
Mhm.
And like you said, you're going to have gaps. But now I'm seeing less gaps, and the players have got a more camaraderie. You know,
Oh,
they're
yes.
pulling
Yeah.
together. You can see when they scored, they all went to each other. When have you seen that? You see 1 or 2 of them, then they all jump on each other, really towards the end of the game. But
Yeah, it
this
used
is-
to be. It used to be in the past. Then it'd be a certain selection of them that would have like these certain symbols that they want to throw,
Yeah,
and they would be the ones that be in front of the camera. Now it seems the whole team is
Yep,
all
yep.
getting together, and it
Yeah.
seems to be a completely team effort. And everyone that comes in front of the camera after any match always mentions the team. Irish Hotspurs in the house. Apparently,
Yeah,
Ali, he
straight-
loves you more than everyone else on this panel.
whoa! I'll have to put my hat on for that. Come on.
Come
He's
on.
a lovely
No,
fella.
but Mr. K, I
No.
think that team camaraderie that Ellie's saying, right? It showed during the M-City game. Remember when Grealish hacked down Mora, and when Grealish stood up to Mora, the rest of the team went and supported Mora, right?
Yes,
We didn't see that last season, right? Last season, one of our players got hacked down, like you were saying, right? The rest of them just walked away and didn't bother what's happening. Maybe 1 or 2 of them would just go and see, okay, that's it. But this season, we are a team. We
Yes.
are a team again. That's it. Yeah. And the confidence is there.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. But that's what the best thing I think that Nuno has
Yeah.
brought back to the guys is to understand that you have to be a squad. You have to play for each other, not yourselves.
Yes.
See? Yeah.
Yes.
That's what that's
Agreed.
things. Yeah.
Here's a lovely
That's what I
comment. Colin's coming out with basically the players are linked in. The young people, the young men, they're linked in with social media. Social media is almost designed around young people. So it's not like they can walk around and be oblivious to it. So if that's the case, then they will know full well exactly how the fans think of them anytime they dip into social media. So I think to a certain degree that there is going to be, I think maybe Nuno's come along and said, okay, listen, let's turn this around. Let's get the fans on board. I mean, the first interview he did was he talked about the motto, to dare is to do. I mean, he linked it directly to us. So he's trying to get the fans on first.
Yeah.
And he said, basically, our job is to try to bring the pride back to the club. He didn't mention nothing about glory, no cups. He said pride. And, for me, I have to say, I'd rather have that first before any glory. I know there's people out there that probably want to get loads of silverware. They want, Kane to be sold so they can get 200 million, splash, splash, splash. But me personally, I want the team that we currently have. They're currently performing. They look like they're redeeming themselves. Why not? Let them carry on redeeming themselves. You never know. They might win a cup. Am I crazy?
I hope so. We've been waiting 20 years, haven't we? Bloody hell.
Could be our year. Or is that Spurs saying?
You get bored if you don't win a trophy, don't you?
Yeah.
You're watching all the other teams win them, and it's depressing.
No, but what you said earlier, Ellie, what you said earlier about Højbjerg,
Yeah.
that type of mentality
Yes.
to go the distance is what
Yes.
we need in a final.
Yeah.
To get to a final, the semi-finals,
winner.
the quarterfinals. That's the pressure. That's the crunch.
Yeah.
You know, we've proven that. I mean, anyone that gets to a final, come on, it's anyone's game. So
He's got more reliable players around him as well. Because Ollie Skip is very reliable. He's efficient. He doesn't lose the ball, or very, very rarely. And his use of the ball is fantastic. So therefore, we're more efficient all around. And it bodes well for the future because...
Oh, you're going a bit there, mate. Don't worry, you'll be back. It happens,
Ellie's
especially with
frozen,
cellular
yeah.
signal. Chris, is your...
Back in the house. Yeah.
Yes, Ellie.
Ellie, I was just going to ask Chris over here. Chris, is your microphone working now?
Yes.
Sorry?
You can't mute a Cypriot. No way.
I can't hear him. Okay.
Still can't hear you,
Greek
Chris.
Still can't hear you, mate.
Come
No.
on.
This
You
could
can't
probably be the
mute
best
them.
Chris stream we've ever had. Shazant's in the house. Shazant, man, you should come on one day. Happy with the transfer window. 8 out of 10 for him. He's a positive lad, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think, could that be the Emerson effect?
Emerson effect, yeah.
You know, who wants it? You know, it's. I
We're a
think.
bit
Look.
like Arsenal, haven't we?
I think. Look, we've done. I think compared to. Oh, he's going to come back. Hopefully.
Lost Chris. Yeah, he come back in.
What's he said? He says, "Unmute him." We never muted him.
No.
We never muted him. He just did it himself. Celery agent's in the house.
Hi, Neil.
Celery agent. Mr. DP's in the house. There's a selection of Misters now.
Yeah.
Nice.
I must say. There's another. All right, Island Life. What's good, everyone? Lovely panel. That's what's good. I got Scott M and I've got Ellie and always Eugene. So I think right now we're in that feel-good factor. Scott thinks that basically we've had a 3 to 4 out of 10 window, but there's plenty of people that are turning around and chucking a 6 or 7 or 8 in there. So I think to myself that, you know what, it's down to our perception. As far as I'm concerned, it's an international break. We've had 3 games. We've conceded no goals.
Yeah.
We can afford to be positive.
Of course we can.
And I mean, when I say 3 out of 4, like I said, a lot of it is because I think that we didn't address the needs we have. Like, I don't really have much of an issue with the individual players we brought in. I like Sarr for the future. I like Hill for the future. Romero looks great. I like having Galini behind Lloris as a succession plan for next season, assuming that Lloris leaves when his contract is done. But we have almost no attackers outside of Kane and Son. We have no creativity in midfield. And those were 2 such glaring issues that I think almost even most people that I see having positive comments about it kind of say, yeah, we needed an attacker and yeah, we needed that creativity in the midfield. But so that's why it's just hard for me to be positive about it when I'm so worried about watching another team that relies on Kane and Son to score all our goals again. I've seen it for the past 2 years and I'm not excited to see it again.
Are we likely to see Bergwijn, Mora, Dele Alli, Gil start chipping something in?
Oh, actually, not start to see. We need them to, right?
We do,
But
are there any signs that they're even trying? I mean, out of the lot of them, I think Dele, he's had the most chances. I mean, he's hit the post twice, hit the crossbar once. He just, you know, Chris, are you there?
That's
He
better.
says you got to unmute him.
Okay, once again, I'm gonna.
You go and check whether you've muted him or not.
No, I've muted and unmuted him. Go on. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. Chris, I'm gonna mute you. Now you unmute yourself. Go on. There you go. No, you gotta plug the headphones into the machinery, not just your ears. Oh, there's something there. There's something. Listen, I want to move on. I'm going to move swiftly on.
I've never seen Chris like that.
I love
Chris,
this.
Chris has got technical problems at the moment.
Yeah.
No. I think.
Please
I think
bear
this
with us.
This is the new Chris now.
Or something.
But
We can't hear you, Chris.
He's coming.
okay, now the question was this. Somebody else asked this question a little while ago, and I was going to come back to it. And it might have been the same person. Is Emerson better than Tomiyasu? We will never know. We will never know because neither of them have played in the Premier League before for a Premier League side. Okay, what do I do with Chris now? Do I mute him again? No.
Let him settle. I think it's something on his end. Something is not correct. Okay. The thing with Tomiyasu and Emerson, like what you've been saying, right? We've not seen them play in the Premier League, whether they will adapt properly or not. But we will have a chance to see them, right? Emerson will play for us. And Tomiyasu has gone to Arsenal, right?
Well, you're kidding. This is a really strange thing.
Is it?
This is a really strange thing.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
Go on.
Tomiyasu has gone to Arsenal. So we will have a chance to see whether who's going to be better.
Should we just be grateful? Should we just be grateful that of the people that we have got? Look over here. Look, Rob Coyne's right, turning around and saying, "Look, you know what? We got a 10 out of 10 window. We managed to keep Kane. Son re-signed. We got Højbjerg.
Yeah.
We got Romero. We got Golini. We got Gill. We got rid of Lamela. We got rid of Sissoko. We got rid of Aurier.
Toby.
Hopefully, Toby was a bit sad to see him go.
Yeah.
But I think there was something in the dressing room that wasn't quite right from last season. And I think this season, it was a case of he needed to go for himself, really. Because Jan went, found a new life, looked happier, looked more energized. And I think Toby may have looked at that and thought, you know what? That could be for me as well. So,
he looks happy
Ellie,
in the pictures that he keeps posting. He looks...
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? But he looks happy.
Yeah.
Ellie, have you come across either of these two individuals before? Tomiyasu or Emerson?
Yeah, I watch lots of European football and general football anyway. So I like Emerson better. Because he's come to Spurs anyway, I'm going to like him better than Tomiyasu now.
That was my point. That was my point.
Because you naturally want him to do well, but I think he's a stronger player. He's more athletic. He gets up and down the pitch more. Tomiyasu's like a beast in terms of the stature of him. Yeah, but I think Emerson all-round plays much more skillful, and he can get forward a lot more quicker than Tomiyasu. That's my personal opinion, and I've studied them quite well. And since the transfer, I've been watching them not most of the day, but about 35-40 minutes each. I've been watching them, and you can see that Emerson, I believe he's a better player. Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah. I'm just happy that we signed somebody.
Yes.
And when I looked at his pedigree, the guy's played 79 games, so he will perform. He will go out there and put it in, which is the number one thing. He's not going to come into a dressing room which has got Aurier or Sissoko in it. So the remnants of that previous divisions in our club is gone. So they're going to come in, hopefully slot straight in. I think Golini will probably meet him at the airport.
Yeah. I don't know if you watched the training session, guys. It's more cricket and volleyball they played before.
The most important thing,
football.
No, but the most important thing is that they look happy.
Yeah. They do. And they all look happy.
And technically, have any of you ever seen any training video that Tottenham Hotspur put out that shows them doing anything with set pieces?
No.
So, but they do them. But they do them. Right. Yeah. So here's the crazy thing: is that the videos that we see are only small clips.
Yeah. Very
tiny select clips, and the boys do a lot of training. Trust me, Nuno's that type of guy. Reload. Before I get onto Reload, I was gonna say, before I get on to Rob, I was gonna say, yes, it is checking 1-2-1-2 with Chris, and hopefully he might come back with his microphone fixed. But Emerson had a £300 million buyout in his contract before we bought him. Okay, that's something funny and hilarious. I think there's another player in Spain that has a £650 million buyout clause. Yeah. So now Reload is saying that we finally something's happened to Reload. He thinks we had an 11 out of 10 and apparently rainbows and unicorns. No.
That's good positivity.
I think that's a bit sarcastic, but I get your point. I get your point. Are we being slightly too optimistic, considering maybe because we won 3 games, and that's unusual because we were expecting to have such a crappy beginning to our season, but instead the opposite happened, and we don't have that normal explanation. You know, that when we normally cry out and say, "Oh no, we need to get rid of Dyer, we need to get rid," that hasn't happened. So maybe that has ridden itself into, well, this isn't too bad a transfer window.
Yeah. Remember, guys, we played Man City. Okay, we expected not to really win that one, right? Because they had a weakened team as well, and then we played Wolves, who were in transition because of the Nuno loss and their new manager coming in, and then we played Watford. We're expected to beat these teams.
Yeah.
Apart from Man City, if they had a stronger team, we would have had a harder game. So you can't get too ahead of ourselves, but at the same time, we've won the matches, and that's the most important thing. And you've got to stay optimistic because of that.
There's a couple of shout outs I want to do to the people in the chat that have suddenly popped in. J. Oshif's in the house. Hi, folks. Transfer window was an anticlimax. No, Ronaldo signed for Man United, unfortunately. Kirst is saying
we lost that one.
Hi,
Kirst is saying hello, and Brian, he's bigging everyone up. And I was wondering,
Brian,
we even got Will in the house. Will, hello.
Well done, Will.
Hey, Ellie, how are you doing?
Hello.
Good.
I love you, Will. You're a lovely man.
Oh, well,
Great.
you're like one of the only ones. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh no, we all love you, Will. We all love you. Yeah.
Echo Spurs is saying yo yo yo, and Aiden's in the house as well.
JP, hi Aiden.
I'm actually
Thanks for the support.
I just got off a stream of another stream. So I'll put myself in the back and I'll be back in a second. I need to go take a little bit of a break and I'll be right back. But
no problem. Take your time.
All
That
right.
reminds, if anyone out there is getting a bit thirsty, now's the time to grab a cup of tea.
Oh, yeah,
And
I've got
I think
pizza.
Stell will be coming in as well too here in a little bit. So
Yeah.
Brilliant.
All right.
We'll
All
chuck the
right.
link out there.
Yay.
We'll chuck the link out there. In fact, Eugene, could you chuck the link into the
I'll
into our
pin it
WhatsApp
for you.
groups?
We're not getting
Okay,
any sleep
we'll
tonight,
pin
then,
it,
guys.
There you go.
Right.
It's pinned to the like.
Jerry-
It's pinned to the chat.
Right, Jerry's in the house. Come on, you Spurs. Pucker MC's in the house. Pucker MC, most of our signings have been loan deals. Yes, they're loan deals with a compulsion to buy. Not all of them, I think, but at least 1 or 2 of them are. Jamie Pretty, 7 a.m. in Manila. Big up, my brothers and sisters on the panel. Big up to you too, Jamie.
Thank you.
Wolves. Colin's basically saying that Wolves played out of their skins because they were in front of their fans for the first time in ages. As for Watford game, Kane slows down the play. Look, there's many positives, and at the same time, there were things that weren't up to speed. It's going to happen, but we were always a team that could beat Wolves. That's a fact.
Yeah.
We're not,
Yeah.
I mean, look at our history. It's like,
Even
yes,
when they batter us, they really did batter us.
yeah, they did, and at the same time, I think, you got to look at our defense. It didn't fall apart completely. We did try giving the ball to them once or twice.
Dominated, didn't they?
Jerry's in the house. Will was in the Matrix. Apparently, I think Will's everywhere apparently right now.
Yeah. He'll be back.
Lucky in that
He'll
one,
be back.
though.
Yeah.
AG's in the
We must
house.
admit, we were a bit lucky.
Look, we even got AG in the house as well, who's replying back to the Irish Hotspur saying that we have 1 striker after 4 competitions and a 17-year-old. Basically, AG is saying that it's not a fantastic transfer window. And I've got some eulogies for you. Not eulogies. What do they call them? Basically, when someone says nice things about you. Rob Coyne's bigging up Will as well as mentioning your hat, by the way. Ellie the 24. Ellie the 24
I like
carat.
that. Well done.
Carroty.
I like that.
That's Brian
24
Daigle.
carats,
He says that
Right,
basically
yeah.
you're a 24 carat diamond.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
You are the 24 carat superstar in the house. Well, it's
Whoa.
absolutely true.
Thank you, Brian.
70 viewers, people. 70 viewers. Come on, people. Pop the stream a like.
Yes.
I'm not even sure
Yep.
if we've got any likes on the stream yet, but if they are fantastic, if you guys want to pop on and give it a few likes, you certainly can. And Zero the Hero, welcome to the stream. Sensible Summary, Mr. K. Generally, that's what I tend to do. I tend to listen to people and then try to sum it up in words that everyone can understand. Thank you very
Yeah.
much for pointing it out.
Yes.
I'm hoping. Okay, we've gone past the transfer windows. Everything's finished, right? It's been 20 minutes. We're going to start to see more people popping into the stream. So it's going to get a little bit busy. So what I'll do is I'll pick something out from the comments. A California Yankee in King Arthur Sport. I think, forget comments. I just like the name.
Ah,
A California Yankee in King Arthur
I
Sport.
love it.
Lovely name.
Yeah.
Absolutely lovely name. Where
Great
is
name.
Where is
Um,
Philip?
the real question is, who is Philip?
Who's Philip?
Okay, so wait a second. The Irish Hotspurs been giving out some pearls of wisdom. But we wanted our defense improved. We got what we can't. You know what? He's got a point. We desperately wanted our defense to be
Yes.
sure, because we've had in the past with players that have scored goals, but we seem to let them in as well. And having that ability not to concede or not to be worried. Okay, fair enough. Anyone can score. 30 yards, Lanzini, boom, bang. No one can stop it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, is there anyone else in the house? Oh, you know what? I'm going to.
Sue.
I didn't even know these guys were here.
Jamie,
Who else is not?
Stell.
Stell,
Yes.
Jamie's here. Stell's here. Is there
Whoa.
someone missing?
We're all here.
Nice one.
How long were you guys waiting for? Because I didn't
Yes.
notice.
2 seconds.
Oh, thank God for that then. Right, Carl Vickers is definitely on loan to Celtic. Right, so we've saved ourselves a few £1,000s a week from him. For how many years, I don't know. Stelios, how are you?
Yeah.
And Jamie, how are you?
Absolutely cream crackered because I've been doing my paperwork for my job all night. Fell asleep, kept watching the transfer window, and then thought it's light. And I mean, Eugene got a bit of sleep and then did the full thing. I pleaded that I had work to do, and then I thought, well, come on, everyone's jumping on. So and finally getting to meet our sister here.
Thank you.
I've added you to Twitter, but I think
Lovely.
this is the first time I've
Good man.
actually seen you. Bit confused as to the sailor's hat, but
The sailor's hat is Hoybier.
how?
He's the captain. He's the captain
Okay.
of the ship. He's
Okay,
he's my captain because I love
Okay.
I love Hoybier.
Jamie,
well,
I've got Jamie. I've
that
got
means I'm
True
safe.
Blue over here, right? Yeah, Jamie, I've got True Blue over here, right? Yeah, saying that basically he's struggling to see us getting more than 5 out of 10 in this transfer window.
Nice.
I've given it a 6. Some people are giving it a 7 or 8. Stelios, are we exaggerating this transfer window more than the 4 or 5 it deserves? Who's on the echo, by the way?
4 or 5 all day long. It was.
I can hear it in my headphones.
1 second, hold on.
No.
Go on, Stelios, say something.
Microphone.
Right, it's definitely not Jamie. It doesn't matter. It's very minimalistic. And if anyone, the viewing audience out there, if it's disturbing you, please let us know in the chat. But you were saying it's nothing more than a 4 or 5. Are you
Yeah.
It's delayed. It might be coming from someone's
Look at the
headset.
players we've sold.
It's not that
Oh my
bad. It's
God.
just he's got
We
some poor
sold.
internet connection right now.
It was a good win.
Okay, no
Yeah.
problem at all.
Yeah.
What we'll do is, Stellis,
Have a
if you
shout
wanna
out for
come back-
Sue Smith, Mr. K.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
going to
just-
say, Stellis, pop out and pop back yourself in again, okay?
Yeah.
It's, yeah, just let him.
Yeah.
He's been having some internet issues
He's
for the
away
last
from his
30 minutes or
router,
so.
probably. He's too
Sorry,
far from
Will,
his
Will, is
router.
that last season's third kit?
It's our away shirt from
2 years
last
ago?
season,
Or 1 year? Okay.
I believe.
Oh, not bad, not bad. No, I that's something I could wear most days, but
Lovely.
Right.
But
Sue Smith's in the house. She gives it a 7 purely because I'm thrilled. And young Gil. I think that's right. I'm thrilled as well. And young Gil. Sonny signed his contract. Absolutely fantastic. Kane has stayed. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, I see the positives in it. I see the positives in this window.
Yeah.
I know that people out there may have expected a little bit more. Zero the hero. He's been having a little chat in here. The window was fairly decent, above average. Let's be happy. I think we can afford to be a little bit happy. Scott, you're the one that's given it 3 or 4.
Well, I don't know if we can say like we re-signed Sonny, we kept Kane, so that's why it's a positive window. Like those are guys we already had. So saying that the window was good because we kept players that we already had, well then what is City getting like 100 out of 10 because they kept their title-winning team from last year, and Liverpool's getting like. If that's one of the things you were talking earlier about, you think that people are excited about this window because we're kind of top of the table. I think a lot of people are excited about this table because of things that because of things that have nothing to do with the transfer window, like Kane staying, like Son resigning.
Scott, the main thing here, right? Yeah, is that look, we're not one of the big clubs out there that we've got lots of money to spend. But if you look at our squad, if you look at the fact that we've just got a director of football in, we've got a new coach that's come in. We've got a rebuild that's definitely happening. Now, considering it's a rebuild, the type of players that we brought in so far, they look like rebuild players. You know, they're not coming into a well-established team. They're coming in to supplement this team. And then eventually, you know, we're going to modify and change some of the players in the team. We've got rid of some players that we thought, you know, it's about time that they went. You know, Aurier's apparently gone. Sissoko's gone. We've got Hart that's gone. Cameron Carter-Vickers has got out on loan. The goalkeeper, he is not gone yet. He's still there. Go on. You were saying, Jamie?
No. I mean, the Aurier, it was contract terminated by mutual consent, and actually, I mean, at times I've enjoyed watching Aurier, but when I saw that, I smiled a little. It was like, okay. They managed. They're getting rid of the deadwood somehow. So I don't know what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah.
I don't think somehow we're going to become suddenly Levy in, but I think Levy will be replaced by someone at some point. But
he's never going. He's never going to go.
If we're doing a rebuild, Mr. K, like you say, then shouldn't we have somebody as a right winger coming into our team at some point? Like, shouldn't we have positions that we're missing talent in coming in?
Okay.
Shouldn't we have a striker that isn't Kane or a 17-year-old that's played 10 minutes of senior men's football?
No, I agree with you, but don't you think... Okay. That's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is to say to yourself, well, you know, considering this is the first transfer window that these two particular characters have got together, Paratici and Nuno got together to say, okay, this is the type of squad that we want to build. This is what we're going to attack, and this is how we're going to go forward with it. Considering that and who's behind the scenes with Levy, I think that the type of players we've brought in have gumption inside them. They seem to be players that don't seem to be soft or timid.
Yeah.
Right? They're definitely go-get characters. Stelios, if you were doing a rebuild, are these players good for the rebuild, or do you think that they're no good for the rebuild? I mean, forget the players we haven't got yet, because maybe they will come next time. But right now, the players that we have received, are they good for a rebuild, or have we wasted our money?
Can you explain to me what we're rebuilding, please? I don't understand. What are we rebuilding?
Okay, we had a very strong team that Poch put together. Okay, eventually that team got to the final of the Champions League. That team also competed for the top spot in the Premier League at least twice, came second at least once. Okay, so that was the best that we could do with that particular set of players that Poch put together, that he molded and said, right, this is the way I want you to play them. That fell apart towards the end. Now it looks like we have a new system coming in, a new director of football, a new manager. The fitness of the players look like they're up. That seems to be the basics of rebuilding a team.
Yeah.
The same chairman.
Forget the chairman; he's not on the football pitch.
Yeah.
So we've won nothing. We've won nothing in 20 years other than one Carabao Cup under this owner. We've won absolutely nothing. but we're
but
going to
Nuno wasn't there for
that
20 years,
nothing.
though.
We've
Nuno's
never
just here
built.
now.
We've never My point.
Stelios is underwater.
That I'm making. I'm answering your question. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
You can't rebuild unless you've built success in the first place. We've never built success, and what happens is all fans they jump on these catchy words like when they talk about football, double pivot, identity, patterns of play, rebuild. These are all Twitter, PlayStation Massive, ITK in the know, right? For me, this is a nonsense. We've never built success in the first place. We've never built success in the first place. This isn't a rebuild. This is the build that's been going on for 20 years. If this was a rebuild, we would have invested more, got a striker, got a creative mid, and really gone for success. Because now, if you're Harry Kane, what have we proven to Harry Kane to want to stay even further than the 1 year we think he's going to stay? You've got to show ambition at some time. At some point, you've got to say, this is ambition. What we've done is, we've got a lot of players off the book, save a lot of money on the wage bill. We've got rid of like 12 players. We've got rid of 12 and we brought in 4. One is ready, Romero. Once he's fit, he's ready. Brian Hill, one for the future. Pape Sarr, one for the future. Galini, one for the future. What rebuild? What build? What? I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I look at this transfer window.
I think. Look. We're basically using words.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it.
Okay, so if you were a new manager coming into our team,
Senor, right.
Yeah.
Sorry, who's that? Okay, I do beg your pardon.
Interject there, right?
Go ahead.
Selly. No, I just wanted to interject. Stelio,
You're right.
Nuno's identified that the right back position was very, very weak with Aurier. Agreed? Yeah?
Yeah.
Agreed?
Yeah.
The right back was the weakest point because Aurier was a liability. He had a couple of good games here and there and he performed, but he was a liability. He gave so many things away and they were like very costly in key games like the League Cup final where he fouled and they scored. Laporte scored. And against Everton when he done that, Leicester City, sorry, where he gave that stupid penalty away. Ridiculous. He's a liability, the guy. So he knows that place needed strengthening. So he got in Emerson. Then he knows the centre-back position is weak. Because you can't rely on Sanchez and Dyer all the time. Because they're going to make a mistake. They haven't done so many mistakes, but they have made mistakes. As you see Dyer against Wolves, where he gives the ball away and they cut us open. And luckily, Traore's not the best finisher. So, he made it.
We were lucky there. Very lucky.
1-1, couldn't it? Right.
That was very easily a goal.
Yeah, you've got to think, right? Defence. They always say attack is the best form of defence. But in our case, I think defence is the best form of attack because our defence was leaking really silly goals. And look at the way we crumbled against Dynamo Zagreb.
I don't think we have that. I'm hoping we don't go back to that type of mentality or that feeling that we had in the dressing room, in the media, with the manager, what's going on with Levy. Can I just quickly come to AG, who's not everything the best one. He goes, those thinking that this was good. We replaced Toby. We got a right back to replace one that walked. Brian for Lamella and lost money. Another was Bale. Seriously. I'm not too sure. Anyone want to take this statement on?
Let's just keep our feet on the ground and not.
And you know what? I can introduce Bob at the same time. Bob, welcome to the stream.
Bob,
how you doing, guys? How you doing?
Before you start, Bob, what's your 1 out of 10 for the transfer window? In your opinion?
4 out of 10.
Brilliant. Right, now have a little bash at what AG is saying over here. And AG, thank you very much for the super chat. Much appreciated.
5.
He's spot on. Basically, people are. If you're not jumping from the rooftops and you're not celebrating and you're not going, yes, fantastic. Apparently, you're negative. You can't have an opinion, by the way. If you're not in that cult, and it is a cult, by the way, you're classed as negative. So, with all due respect, go and fuck off.
Is that your new? Is that your new phrase?
Yeah, Dan's not on stream today. James,
Hey,
so
language.
I
Come on,
can
guys.
get
Come on,
rid of
come on.
it.
There might be some children on the other side of the planet watching. You might be setting
yeah,
bad
yeah.
examples.
Yeah.
There you go, Jamie.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, first time on stream with Ellie. Big up, Ellie.
Yeah,
No,
all of us. Yeah.
So it's a case of you don't expect too much in a window. No. All you guys, and I mean all you guys, and everyone in the fucking comments.
Wait.
Yeah,
California
we
Yankee
needed-
in King Arthur's sport is actually 12 years old.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Allegedly.
Everyone said.
Allegedly.
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 Everyone said we needed a striker.
Of EastEnders.
Clean.
Where's my little Willie?
Yeah. Keep it clean, lads. Remember,
Everyone
there's
said
no
we
in the
needed a
house
striker.
well.
Everyone said we needed a striker, and we've not got a striker. But everyone's quite happy to change their narrative and
There's some weird feedback
not change
going
the
on.
narrative. Everyone quite happy
Don't
to
worry about it, Jamie. Just
at other places and change their ambition to suit their narrative.
But don't
I'm
you think
sorry if
somebody
I fe-
realized that, Bob, and decided to get Emerson because he used to play striker back in the day?
Probably.
But no.
Yeah.
Bobby, do you think that we can go down to the championship and just maybe rate one of the teams there to get a striker to back up?
We've still got 90 million to spend, remember? We've still got 90 million. Remember, we were going for Martinez. The board, the club told us we were going for Martinez to play alongside Harry Kane. But we didn't get Martinez because he turned us down. So we've still got that 90 million in the bank, remember? So we can go out and get two more. We can get another striker, another midfield. We got 100 million if you take into consideration the amount of wages. So we've got 100 million in the bank now. That's
Roll on
from
January.
the board. That's what the board has led us to believe. We will give Martinez in to play around, and all the smoke and mirrors, and we all fell for it. Everyone fell for it. Yes, we're getting Martinez. Don Paratici. Look at him go. Oh, he didn't. Martinez turned us around. Oh yeah, Martinez can turn. Of course, players can turn us down, but we've still got the 90 million. 90 million we're going to spend on him. Let's go and spend it elsewhere. Shall we?
Yeah, leave his slush fund.
No, we never had the 90 million. Right.
I've got a statement to make. I've got a statement to make, and because I've been doing this since 1:30 this afternoon, my time. So it's right about 6 hours now that I've been streaming. The window's shut now, right? The window is shut. It is closed. We bought who we bought. We didn't buy who we didn't buy. We got rid of who we got rid of, and we didn't get rid of who we didn't get rid of. Now for me, right, is about evaluating where we go from here as we go from here, right? So for all of my things, whether it's good or bad, all I do is look at what is, right? It's all I do is look at what is. As soon as the international break is over, if Ryan Hill has a great performance, I will say Ryan Hill had a great performance. After the international window, if Ryan Hill doesn't have a good performance, I will say Ryan Hill didn't have a good performance. All I have ever done on this channel is simply state what is, right? And in my opinion, we did not address any of the major issues we had in the side, except for bringing in one out of the two center backs that were needed. Does that mean, is it possible for us to improve over last season? Dear good Lord, I hope so.
We can. I actually think we can.
Yeah.
Because the team are playing as a team. You can see there's a camaraderie. With football, if you've got a team spirit, you can go a long way. Look at Leicester City. They didn't have the best players. They didn't have the most skillful players, yet they won the league and they've won the FA Cup. So why can't we? We can do it. We have to be optimistic because we have plugged up some of the holes and we're defending a lot more tighter. And Højbjerg's controlling that like a sweeper role, like Steve Perryman used to do. Yeah, so I've seen a marked improvement. So we can. I'm not saying we're going to win trophies, but we're going to compete, right? And if we win one, it'll be a start. If we win two, that'll be luxury, you know. But this team, they've got that. I think they've got that oomph.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I think if we get
I'm
anything this
positive
season,
about it because I don't want to be negative anymore. I'm fed up
No.
with
No,
not.
no one's been negative, Ellie. No one's been negative.
Trying to be
I-
grounded.
I think there's a certain degree. Look,
I wanna be
the main thing is
positive,
this, right? Yeah,
guys.
is
You
you know
know,
this
because
positive
we've
and
got Dane
negative.
Scarlett as well.
Yeah.
Don't overlook this boy. He's fantastic.
I think someone mentioned that earlier. That basically, look, right now Scarlett should be in that position where he should be,
Yeah.
filling that role that Vinicius filled last
But
season
Dane
for us.
Scarlett, guys,
That's
he's
so
fantastic.
unfortunate.
He's
Yeah, it would
18
be.
now and he's beefed up a lot.
Look,
He's
what's happened to
fun.
Parrot? That's what
Mr.
I'd
K.
like to know. It's gone
He's on loan.
MK Dons.
Alone, yeah.
again,
Yeah.
Yes.
but isn't he like significantly older than Scarlett?
Yeah. He hangs
Oh,
around
were
with the wrong
you,
crew,
oh, sorry,
probably.
Stel. Go on, mate. So I just want to say something after you said something.
He looks like he's about to
Ellie
give a
is
Churchill speech.
absolutely right. If you've got
Just keep
If you've got
talking, Stell. We'll get
team
there.
spirit, and
Yeah.
if you've got Ellie's right. If you've got team spirit and togetherness, and there's a camaraderie, you can win trophies. She's absolutely spot on. However,
Yeah.
the one caveat is you're not going to win a league or a Champions League, because that's consistency over a season, and the best teams end up doing that. You might nick a cup with a bit of camaraderie, but the reason Leicester won the league that season, Ellie, is, in my opinion, they played 42 games where all their rivals were playing 65, 70 games because they were all in the cup competitions. Leicester wasn't in Europe. They got knocked out of the Carabao and the FA Cup in the first round, and they had no major injuries. That season we were chasing Leicester, we played 24 games. Harry Kane was
Yeah.
out for 2 months. Then Alderweireld was out for 2 months. Eriksen out was 3 months. And that's why, if you want to compete for the big trophies, I honestly think you need to invest in a squad that is quality. And that means you just got to go for it. Just bottle on that. What we've done in this window is what we do in the window. We bought one really, really good player, and the rest is, let's see what happens. That's why, for me, it's not negative. This is a pattern that's happened for 20 years. This is the same thing happening. The only thing that's, for me, that's giving me optimism right now is that Nuno has brought back a happy vibe, because Mourinho was quite a negative vibe. So Nuno has brought back a happy vibe, and for that, I give credit to him, because that wasn't an easy thing to do. But now it's down to Daniel Levy to invest. Levy has to back Nuno. Otherwise, what's the point? He's got to back him, man.
I think, Stelios, I think we've got this notion that people have to be on either side of a divide of optimistic or pessimistic, as if there's a good connotation or a bad connotation
Or
associated
realistic.
with either word.
Or realistic,
Look, can I just point out this particular super chat that AG has put a second one in, by the way?
That's because
saying that
people keep saying you're negative, you're negative, you're negative. Look at your comments. In your comments, people are saying negative, negative. They're creating the divide. I don't call them negative. They do.
I think that's something which I'm going to address in a second or two. Oh, Chris is in the house, but before Chris speaks, Chris, just 1 second. AG is saying we have got what we have got now, so be it. So be it, right? I would like Levy to stop buying property and start sorting the effing team out.
Yeah.
And to a certain degree, I think a lot of the fan base here, as much as we appreciate the fact that Spurs has got itself financially in a good position in terms of real estate, we're absolutely begging for the board to invest in the right places on the football pitch itself. I think to a certain degree, people like Bob and Stellis have mentioned, like, time and time again, that we've got the money to purchase these players. Why don't we just have the intention to carry through that go forward with it, actually purchase it? Chris, are you live or are you still in silent mode? Chris? Earthquake, you still calling Chris?
Internet issues too, as well. It seems. Well, look, there's Zero the Hero. He's a new friend, and thanks for subscribing to the channel, because you have to be subscribed in order to be commenting here as well. No, seriously, I totally appreciate. Bob caught it. Look, nobody's complaining for the sake of complaining.
How is his comment positive? Tell me how is his? You've gone past it, Mr. K. You've just totally disregarded it.
Sorry.
How is that? No, that one. 0 to hero.
Oh yeah, sorry. That was the end one. That was done.
How is that positive? How is that comment positive? If we're sitting here, it's. I mean, Ellie, with all due respect, yeah, of course, Leicester won the league, but they had options in the striker option. They had the Okiazi, they had Oloa who came on and scored. They had Tom Lawrence who
Leicester won the league with a point total that's 30 points less than almost every other winner too.
And Scott, it's such a shame, mate, that the same people at the beginning of the season who said we desperately needed a striker, knowing full well Scarlett's there. Scarlett hasn't come out the woodworks this season. The same people who said we desperately need a striker at the beginning of the season are quite happy now to put the onus on a 17-year-old kid to be our backup for the best striker in the world. Just because it suits their narrative.
I like Dave Scarlett. I'm glad he's here, but
stick to it. Stick to it.
Is he? What Bobby's basically saying?
Haven't got a striker,
and
it's
Scarlett
shit.
play. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
He is, but he shouldn't be our backup. He shouldn't be our only backup. He should not be our only backup. That's unfortunate.
No,
he can be brilliant and still not good enough.
Guys,
The Premier
If
League.
we're putting the pressure on a 17-year-old.
One at a time. Let's try to go one at a time. We can't hear if there's everybody talking at once. But yeah.
Thank you, Will.
Would you start Dane Scarlett? Would you start Dane Scarlett by himself up front against Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal, by himself up front? Because I tell you what, I don't think any fan would say yes to that. And that means he's not ready.
Stelios, look what Everton did with Rooney. He was 16. He was good enough. So is Scarlett.
Rooney was amazing. Rooney was
enough.
amazing.
I'm passionate about that.
But even then,
I think Rooney was a different talent.
And he'll show you.
We can't.
But they had backup, Ellie. They had
individual-
backup. They had 3 strikers back then.
Yeah, but he still
Everton
came
had 3
on.
strikers back then. You
He scored
can't
that
rely.
brilliant goal against Arsenal, and then his career took off.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Rooney's
I know,
one
Ellie,
specific
he was one
example. He's the
striker.
exception. We
No,
can't
not
say
only
that
that,
Rooney
but he
did it,
was
so
one striker
everybody
of
else
4.
can.
If you watch
was one
him,
striker
I've watched
of 4.
him a lot, Dane Scarlett.
So
He's brilliant.
unnecessary pressure on a
Absolutely
17-year-old
brilliant.
to be the only one we have to rely on a first
No, I
team.
agree with that. I agree there's going to be a
Well, that's
pressure.
what I'm saying.
He can handle it. He's been with us since 8 years old.
We don't know. It's
No, but at the end of the day, look.
It's
Does
unfortunate,
age
man.
We have
matter
to
if
agree
you
to
can?
disagree, don't we?
No, age doesn't matter. Age does not matter if you're
No.
having the skill. But as great as Dane Scarlett is, there is nothing that I have seen that tells me he's a 16-year-old Wayne Rooney. I'm sorry, that's a different level, right? Even in preseason, he will nick a goal here and there. Wayne Rooney dominated.
Yeah.
At the level that he was playing in. There's a difference between being able to hang and being able to dominate, right? There's a difference. Just like I've said this 100 times. Sure, I've said this several times on several different streams in many different ways, right? There is a difference in level between the Premier League and other things. And in professional sports, the margins are tiny. And even just the largest step down, Brian Hill going from PDF on a Thursday night to Everton on a Saturday night is 2 completely different things, right? In order to show that you're ready to go now, Dane Scarlett, Brian Hill, Emerson Royal, those young 18, 17, 20-year-olds, they need to be able to show that they can do that week in, week out on a Sunday. Then I'll be singing I'll be the loudest singer for them from the rafters. But they just haven't done that yet.
Man United won the league with mostly kids.
That
Yeah, but
exceptional
they're
kid.
going to world-class players, Ellie. Come on, man.
Wait, guys.
Noel John alongside of Winks ain't going to have the same effect.
Guys. Give me 1 second, guys.
No,
Guys.
they weren't.
Guys.
We aren't questioning Scarlett's. He might be as good as Wayne Rooney, of course.
What is XNY 556?
But Wayne Rooney would not have become the player if he didn't have another 3 strikers around him helping him. At this time of moment, it's sad. It's a sad state of affairs that some of the Spurs fan base are quite happy to accept. Dane Scarlett, a 17-year-old child, as a backup to the best striker in the world for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. Not
Guys,
questioning against his ability. And with regards to Zero, the hero, mate, with all due respect, you're deluded if you think a 17-year-old is a good backup to Kane. You're deluded if you don't think that at the beginning of this start of the season, when we all, as a fan base, were saying that we needed a striker and we haven't got one in, and, oh, so be it. Sorry, mate, you're fucking deluded for thinking that everything's okay up front.
12-year-old in the
because it ain't going to
audience.
work.
Technically,
Who was
11-year-old.
then 11, who then
Totally
cussed
11-year-old.
himself in chat, right? It's not, I don't think that he's 12.
No, guys,
I don't think
it's
so.
always good.
But
It's
big
always
up,
good
mate.
to have
Love your opinion.
strong opinions. I think
Yeah.
it's wrong for anyone to get a little bit like in terms of personality, in terms of what the person's like, and so on. I think the word deluded and delusional does kind of like apply to fans an awful lot. We do dream about things. This is our general preset. Maybe not everyone's, but generally speaking, it's mine 4-1 every time I say there's going to be a prediction. But if we come back to
You
what
said
we
it,
currently
Zero, the
have,
hero. You said it. You said the word deluded. Read it again, mate, and come back to me.
no, listen. We as fans do have a certain degree of delusion in our minds because we think we're going to win every season. That's part of the language. One thing we must do is what Nuno has done, which is he brought the team together. Let's as fans have the difference of our opinion. But still, it doesn't matter if it's a good window or a bad window. We still have to show the support and, love for the club and support the team for the efforts that they are performing, even if we're a little bit disappointed.
But we do still
That they
support
haven't
the
left.
club. We still support the club, though. We've not stopped supporting the club.
No,
That's
no,
why
I
we're
didn't
on the
say
show.
that. I said,
We
I
still
said,
support
love
Tottenham. I love
the club.
Tottenham. I grew up
said,
in
love the
Tottenham. It's my club.
Support the team.
I love the club. I love
We're
the
supporting
club.
the team.
I do support the team.
So-
I'm a
so the way
season
I look
ticket
at-
holder.
Yeah, I know. So I'm looking at the team, and I'm thinking to myself, with the additions that have come in, and with 1 or 2 players going out, this ship is moving into the right direction. Whereas before, this was a ship that was moored. It wasn't in any water at
With
all.
all due
underneath
respect,
it.
Mr. K, with all due respect, look at it, man. Stand back and look at the window. It's a Daniel Levy window. If
It's
you're
a
telling
Daniel
me it's
Levy window.
any other
No
different
striker,
one, it is
no
a
creative
Daniel
mid.
Levy window. And if you're telling me that it is something different for every Romero we brought in a Sanchez, broke the transfer window. For every Hill we brought in a Dele Alli, a young player. For every right back we brought in a right back and a right back and a right back and a right back. We've still not bought a striker.
I wonder.
Any pattern emerging there? Pattern emerging there?
There is a pattern movement, and I hate when I have to do this, but words have meanings, right? And this is for people like there's people in the chat, there's people in groups, there's other creators that are on streams who like to use this word delusional, and I don't necessarily if they understand what it means, right? It means it's characterized by holding an idiosyncratic belief or an impression that is contradicted by reality. Right? Or rational argument. If we are giving you actual, rational, factual, statistical information, it is impossible for us to be deluded.
Yeah. Look, the facts are, as Bob
Not
and Stelios
deluded.
have stated them, they're facts. We have not invested in the key areas that we need to invest. We don't have a secondary striker or even a third striker. We have only the one. And the second one that's coming in is just a kid. Now, but having said that, Jose last year, regardless of his success, failure, good or bad or whatever, in his judgment, maybe he was doing a PR stunt, but in his judgment, he stated that Scarlett should be one of those players that should be joining the first team next season and not going out on loan. Right? So he saw something in this player that he appreciated. Now, we're sitting here. We see him on the screen. Maybe we go down to a training camp, whatever it is. Maybe we saw him playing for the under 23s or under 18s. But at the end of the day, these coaches, they get to see these players day in, day out. And you're right. We needed to bring a striker in. We're not. There's no delusion about that. We can all see that we all need to bring a striker in. What some of us happy fans are saying basically that Dane is being given an opportunity to actually get game time in for Spurs.
But he can
as
get
opposed
that
to having to go and play for Norwich
another
and Haaland.
striker next to him. We can still bring in another striker, Mr. Kane. Give him that same opportunity.
Oh yeah, I
If
want
he's
another
that
striker
good,
in.
we're not talking about we're bringing in necessarily has to be 3 strikers to stop.
Yeah.
You
Hold on,
can bring in
I wanna
another
say this.
striker and he
Hold
can
on.
still play.
Before we switch comments, I do want to just my last word to the Zero Hero, and then I'll be done with him. That's not what you said, right? You've changed your words. You've moved the goalpost to perfect transfer window.
That's why I didn't say anything. No.
Right. I've never ever said that I wanted a perfect transfer window. The only thing I've ever said is I wanted 2 center backs and a right winger. So if 3 players out of we bought 5, I only wanted 3. If 3 players is a perfect transfer window, call me deluded.
You know, sometimes
no such
listen,
thing.
guys. It's sometimes when you're typing something, or if you're typing something, sometimes what you're saying may come out wrong, and you know, you try to explain what you meant, but before
Come
you
on.
get to that stage, you're defending something. So obviously, defending and then correcting. Let's just look at the corrected wording and just say, you know what, that's what you meant to say. Good on you. Let's move on.
What's even better is coming on the stream yourself and defending your opinion with your own voice live.
You know something? We have
before
one
I go,
slot.
I do need to go. Just final thing, what Faz says, mate. I don't know if you can bring that up. Agreed, still. Just 2 more up.
2
Too
more.
soon to judge. Yeah, just up.
Think before you speak.
Which
not
one?
AG.
Faz?
Faz.
Anyone,
yeah, Faz.
anyone.
So agreed, still. Too soon to judge, but already positive signs about how we play this season. I didn't have that last season when we were top of the league. Spot on, Faz. Spot on.
Yeah.
How about building on it, mate? That's what we want. How about building on that? Because at top of the league, everything's going so well, and that's where the frustration comes from. It is going well, and it can get better. But we're 1 injury away from up front, from all that going to waste. So you're spot on with what you say, 100%. How about building on it? How about getting that bit of backup that every
lost
single
everybody
team has
now.
had? Every team has got, and every team should have. So you're
No,
spot
you're
on with
absolutely
that.
right.
And I'll extend that and I'll elaborate on that to say, how about building on it then? How about building on it? Because we should be building on it. We don't want to rebuild. We need to build right now. We should have built when we were under Pochettino. Not a rebuild. We didn't need a rebuild under Poch. We needed a build, and we failed to do that. We failed to do that.
I think sometimes we use the wrong words to describe a particular event that's going on. That's just down to our limited vocabulary. Honestly, I agree with Stella earlier that there are some buzzwords that get used in Twitter and the social media and people in commentary and so on, and these are purely made up words that have no meaning whatsoever. They've got nothing to do with the reality of what we're currently facing. But I would like to point out that there is a young person. I do believe that this person is a young person. Because they've turned around and said that you people are too volatile to have a civil conversation with. Scary. I think you find that most fans, especially when adult fans, not all of us, fans will be a little bit passionate with what they feel, especially when they hear something to the opposite contrary of. As you're growing up as a young man or a young person, you will come across this. The best thing to do is breathe and try to read between the lines of what the actual point is. Because sometimes they may be rough, but the point is absolutely valid. And if we don't change ourselves with knowledge that comes in our way, then we're doing ourselves a disservice. Even if that opinion sounds unpopular.
Colin Lumsden,
Wait till he goes to his first Spurs game and he goes into one of the Spurs pubs with Spurs fans in it. Let's see. Then he'll see what volatile looks like.
Colin Lumsden, how about giving the manager director football more than 5 minutes? We're giving him 2 months, mate, to bring a striker in.
Exactly. How long do they need to bring in a striker? We've known we've needed it for 5 years.
More than that. Ages.
We went for Martinez
Scott. Is hired here, and he needs to have more than 2 months to figure out that we need an attacker. Then he's a shit DOF.
Well said.
See,
but we went
proof
for Martinez.
You went for Martinez.
We went for Martinez. Remember, we had 90 million. We've got 90 million in the bank. We've got 90 million in the bank.
He was on his phone a lot too. So probably, he was on the phone a lot. So
play with some monopoly money, I reckon. But at the end of the day, Bob's absolutely right. Me, Eugene, and Brian have. And probably Stella's knows as well, where we've gone through some of the transfers that have occurred in the last 5 or 6 years, and we've seen that this club's
20
made
years,
money.
mate. 20 years. 20 years.
Sorry, in 20 years, but we only looked at it from the 15,
was still a
16
young
season
man.
onwards. We calculated it from there. But
Scott's getting angry. Scott's getting angry about something.
I'd like
guys,
to-
I just want to say one thing. I just want to say
Brian.
one thing because I've just popped on and then I'm going to pop off because I keep popping onto these streams. And I'm telling my wife I'll be 1 minute. I'm not in the good books. So I'm just coming on. So first of all, say the superstar Ellie. Hello, honey. How are you?
Hello.
Big up, Ellie.
I don't like being called deluded, though.
I've also got to say before I go on my Spurs, I've got to say on my Spurs before I go on my little rant. Bob Spur, I love you to pieces, but you left Spurs Tottenham away to say you got to be up in 5 hours. I turn on YouTube and you're on here. Not that I can say much. I'm doing the same. But the last thing I actually want to say is first, Colin Lumsden, when it says give him 5 minutes, listen. Before Paratici came in, everyone in the world knew we needed a striker. Everyone in the world. Stevie Wonder could see we needed a striker. Hasn't got it. And when people have been using Rooney as a kind of but Rooney, when Rooney went to Manchester United, he signed, and at the current time that they signed, they had Ruud van Nistelrooy, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Cristiano Ronaldo to learn off and to help him and support him. Scarlett's got none of that. Would a striker have come in and helped? Hell yes. But once again, it's not all putting the blame on Scarlett, like I've said, or the pressure on Scarlett, because there's a lot of pressure on him to get the goals. You're all forgetting, all the deluded people, or the people that think we're deluded, we're now putting the pressure on Kane to play every single game and not get injured. And if you don't score, who's going to score the goals?
Yeah.
Because we've lost Bale's goals. What's going to happen? Again, people will say, if Mora plays well, if Bergwijn plays and scores, they're all ifs. What we had was guaranteed goals, and they've all gone. They've all gone. And whilst, like I said, Rooney had these shit players like Ronaldo, Van Nistelrooy, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who were all shit in their time. I must admit, they're fucking useless.
Language.
They can all go on and do what they're doing. But it's all right. We're all deluded, and I'll let you deluded people go back. So we go back to the real world with my wife, and I'll see whoever wants to come on at 9 a.m. Love you all. Leave me out.
Yeah, score some brownie points.
Love you, Brian. Absolutely love it when Brian comes on and does his 2 bits.
I agree. He should have bought a striker. Obviously, everybody agrees that he should have bought a striker.
I think we've gone.
Gets injured, and his ankles are weak.
Well,
It's
that
such
could
a
happen
calming
any
effect,
time.
isn't it? Brian Daigle, such a calming effect.
The thing is, we all know from the last X number of seasons, right? Yeah, we've seen Kane spend at least around about 4 to 6 weeks self-injured collectively for every season. And this is when somebody else in the team has to step up. The formation has to change. It'd just be so nice if we didn't have to change the formation and we just did a striker for striker and bang, there's one there. The problem right now is that to put the responsibility of this immense responsibility on a very young kid, what Bob is right. This is not necessarily good for the development of a young man coming through. He might have required another year of being loaned out before being put into such a situation. But the way I look at it, I think with that hand around him that was given to him by Jose last season, sorry, arm around him, that was given to him by Jose last season. I think, if anything, this could have turned the head of many a young man. But this particular young man, if anything, he just trained harder. And he was already good at training anyway. The reporting was when last year, when Jose came in, this was already reported that Dane was the type of person that would like to come in early, leave late, just the same way Kane used to. And that bodes well. That means year upon year, we're going to see improvements in this young man. Because it requires discipline. Exactly. So I think
from 8 years old, he's been playing with us. And he's
8 years old.
Player.
Wow.
Don't dismiss
10
him.
years.
Don't dismiss him just because he's 18 now, I believe.
I don't think anyone is dismissing him.
It doesn't matter his age. It's whether you're good enough.
That's right. But Ali, I was going to say, no one's dismissing Dane.
I'm not saying that it diminishes away that we should have got a striker. Of course we could, but the reality is we didn't. Again, because of Levy, it's tight. and he doesn't want to put his hand in his pocket to replace. Give us a striker. So now we've got Dane Scarlett. So we've got to give the boy a chance because we haven't got any other options, have we?
Well, talking about
It's not
options.
about giving him a chance, though. It's not giving him a chance. It's a fact
No.
we're put in a position where we have to give him a chance. That's the
Well,
issue.
Yeah,
I
There's
see
no
an
issues
opportunity.
with regards to, there's no question about his
I think
ability.
it's
There's no question about his mentality. I just think it's a shame that us as a fan base
It
are
is.
relying on the 17-year-old, or us as a club
Well,
are relying on the
I think
17-year-old
we're-
to be our number one backup striker. I think it's
but
sad.
Hotspur, we're not relying on him because of that. It's because we know the reality is that they didn't get a striker in.
Yes.
So we've got no other option.
No.
Have we?
But having said that, look,
It's been
the thing
taken
is,
out of our hands.
But we could,
Guys-
we could be disappointed, yeah.
guys, one thing I'd
Colin,
like to point out.
Who's you
One
lot?
thing
Just
I'd
a
like to
question
point out.
for Colin Numsen. Who's you? I just want to clarify. You're saying you lot wanted
Yeah.
Vinicius. I'd be interested to see who you mean you lot, because I'd love to.
It's just the
I'd love to-
generalities, right?
But I
You
think-
just,
I
you
think-
just throw out a generality,
Let's
give
find
it
out
to
who it is.
somebody who doesn't apply to, and then it's so easy.
Look,
You lot
guys,
are negative. Everybody wanted this.
Exactly.
Nobody said it.
Yeah,
You can't
we
attribute
all
it to
wanted
anyone.
to
You just
strike that.
throw out a
Guys-
generality.
Nobody in this
Happy
league-
days are
The
here
only
again.
one who did it was Levy.
No, listen, guys,
Yes.
talk about happy days. Chris,
You know
please
what
tell
I
me your
mean?
microphone's working.
Yeah, before that,
Chris?
Mr. K, you had to read out.
It's not even on the
super
screen
chats
now.
first.
Okay, is there another one coming?
Fast.
Right, sorry. Oh, finally, Chris, you're here.
Chris.
Chris.
Yes, come on, Chris.
No, it's terrible. It's too loud and it
It's not
sounds
working.
interrupted. Guys,
Big up
Yes.
Pearson.
Cyprus.
Big up Pearson.
okay.
Cyprus, isn't it, Chris?
I'm just going to put him on silent for 1 second while I quickly read out this super chat which Fez has come on. Yeah, just 1 second, will you? No, there you go.
It's jumping.
No, I'm not too sure. It's still jumping. Sorry. There you go. It's easier that way. Is our defense doing better because of better midfield? Is that MF midfield?
Yeah.
Or is it something else?
Yeah.
Midfield, right.
Yeah, it's
Well,
because
let-
it's-
let-
it's-
let's hope it's
100%.
midfield.
I wish, Ali. I wish. I wish. Let me-
Right, Chris, what do you think? Is our defense doing better because of the better midfield?
Chris.
You know something? Believe it or not, Chris wasn't Chris the first person to come on.
Yeah.
Yes,
Chris came on
yeah.
Was it
We've
Scott?
we've
Was it Scott?
we've taken his bandwidth.
I think
Sorry.
Ellie was on here too when he was starting to.
Yeah,
come on.
he came on and then went off and came on, then came off and so forth. Chris,
It's hard to keep track of it at this point.
Chris, you've been absolutely listen. Everybody in the chat and everybody that's viewing knows that poor Chris feels James over here feels the frustration, and we all been there. Trust me, we've all been there. Try as we might, we did strengthen our defense, which was our biggest problem. So in a way, we may not have got the ideal type of people that maybe some of us expected to walk in through the door, but somehow we did add to our defensive team. With Aurea gone and Emerson arriving, so it's balanced. It's gone up and down, It stayed the same. Roden hopefully coming back. I mean, okay. You know when you say the weight of responsibility, we should not be putting these type of responsibilities on such young people. That's that is to a certain degree absolutely right. Our football club, we all know this, whether you think we've had a positive or a negative transfer window, we all agree that there are certain positions in our team, in our squad, that we desperately needed for a number of years. Not even this transfer window, but for years. Now the good thing is
3 seasons.
The good thing is that we've had Vinny last season come in, right? And to tell you the truth, a lot of the fans that I've spoken to, they genuinely liked Vinny. Personality, the way he went about the pitch, the fact that he wasn't given an opportunity on the Premier League, so he hasn't disappointed them. But now he's gone. That opportunity is now going to be given to Dane Scarlett. And whether he's ready or not ready, we're soon going to find out. But he's not the backup. As somebody pointed out and said, that there are other players like Sonny and Lucas that can... Nope, Scott, What do you think?
Son is our starting left winger. He can't
Yep.
then be our backup striker because then we lose Son out of the lineup. So we can't say, oh, it's no problem if Kane goes out. We just put Son over there because then we need to replace Son as the left winger. It's what's driving.
Don't we
us the
have
whole time
Bergwijn
in
to
these
replace
things.
him?
You can't say Son is our backup striker because we have no decent backup. Then it's Bergwijn who's actually coming in for Kane because Son's already in the lineup.
Bergwijn is
you
a
can't
quality
say-
player. No, Bergwijn, I agree with you, Scott. Bergwijn is a quality player. But Sonny, we've all sat here, he is one of the best left wingers, left midfielders in the world.
Yeah.
So we're saying, rather than get a backup striker, we'll might not rely on a 17-year-old, but we'll weaken our team from another area to make up for the shortfalls of the director of football and the board for not bringing a striker in. No. Why should we have to move our best left winger in the world out of position to fill in the inadequacies of a transfer window? Why? It's not like it's just come out the two last couple of days as well. We have needed a striker for God knows how long. And shoot me down with fucking whatever. Yep. Sorry for being a bit disappointed with the fact that we failed.
No, Bobby. We understand. Listen. You must be extremely peeved off with
your frustration.
But J Pearson 568, Ellie, you are spot on. If we asked Scarlett if he was ready, do you seriously think he would say no? He would say 100% I'm ready. And I think you know what it is. It doesn't matter to me because this is what we have.
That's it.
And I hope. I mean, I know that we can't just rely upon hope. I'm just hoping that we can get something positive out of all this negative crap that we've had over the summer. And for me, willing something to happen ain't going to make it happen. But at the same time, hoping it does at least leaves me with a smile on my face.
I love hope. Hope is good. Hope is fine. I don't think anybody here, I don't think there's anybody who's been called negative who is upset about hope. I have a lot of hope.
I hope we win every game.
Yeah, I hope we win the league.
I want to say something, right?
If we win the league, right, I have to shave bald because I promised.
Mr. K, just hold it here.
Too late. We must have won the league already.
Guys, we have 100 viewers who are watching right now. Please, if you can, possibly like this video if you can, this video stream. Leave a comment if you can. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. There are memberships available on YouTube. There's also patrons available as well if you want to support this channel. There we have some lucky viewers who have become patrons and become members. And I just want to quickly go through the list of their names, if you don't mind. It's been over 2 hours in the stream. I'd like to bring them across if possible. And these particular lovely patron members are Spartan7 Gaming, Wayne Bonner, Mama Coates. Sorry, let me get this comment out the way. It's in the way there. There we go. Start again. Mama Coates, Celery Agent, AG, Gaguma, Tony Co, Alex Burton, Bob Spur TV, John N, and Aaron Dove.
You're not sorted it out yet.
That's an old sheet.
Right, on the YouTube members, we have one or two more, but for the time being, I have Matt Hayes, says Denny Kiriako, Wayne Bonner, Dan at THFC, otherwise known as the Yid Kid, Tony Co, Scott M, Kieran McDonald, Tottenham Tantrum, and we also had one more person. I think it was Colin Lumsden. There we go.
He's both Patreon and YouTube member, by the way.
In that case, thank you very much, Colin. Welcome to the team. We've lost one or two people. Where did they go? Chris is gone. I feel for Chris because I love having Chris on the show. Unfortunately, it's just not meant to be in this particular session. So it's going to continue down a bit. Look,
back again.
Jerry's decided to put a super chat in saying, "Someone get this to Matt Hayes' laptop fund."
I can.
Does Matt Hayes have a problem with his laptop?
And Chris's broadband fund.
No, but did Matt have a mirror recently on the internet or something? And he needs a new laptop.
He was trying to put on various screens and articles, and his computer was just not having it.
No, I did that. I tried that. My machine messed up completely many times. I'm using the wife's laptop now. Got a better laptop
you
than me.
mentioned Kane being out of the team, right? Look, when Kane was last out of the team for a long time, when was it? The Champions League run. And look what we did. We got all the way to the Champions League final without him. Right? So if we can do that without Kane, what with this better team, just think what we can do. That was a weaker team. We had Llorente up front, who everybody called the donkey. But he came good because he got the one in against Man City with his knee, and we won that game. And then he done the flick.
But that was
that went
4
to Dele
games.
Alli
Many of
and
them,
put it through
most
to
people say are
Moura.
lucky.
We got the winning goal. We got to the Champions League final, guys. So we're not always reliant. Obviously, we're better with Kane. Obviously, because he can score you 30 goals a season. But we can do it without him as well. If we lose him, we're not going to be. It's not going to be the be all and end all.
Ellie, I think we need a squad. We need all the members of the squad, whoever they are, to perform in a good, 7 to 8 out of 10, if they possibly can, throughout the rest of the season. And at the same time, in order for someone like Kane to be there, we do need a backup striker to play in his position, rather than moving Son around and so forth. I get that from the tactical point of view, right? I 100% get that.
I agree.
But the way I look at it is that we got Levy in charge of this club, and let's face it. Regardless of whether he's done the right thing or not, we do have Paratici and Nuno who are doing their absolute level best to level the playing ground, level the playing field. So I'm looking at both sides and I'm thinking, yes, I'm disappointed for sure, but I spent the summer being upset. Disappointed is okay, but I don't want to be upset now because the football has started. The season has started. We know who the captain is. We know who the vice captain is. We know who's going out. We know who's come in. Today is officially done. There's no more speculation. Stelios was saying some weeks ago that he was going to wait until this moment to decide how he felt about the club, whether they were showing the intention in the right direction. And to many people out there who think that this club is not rich enough to purchase players, they obviously have never checked the finances for themselves. I would highly suggest you do so before turning around to me and telling me we need to sell before we buy, because that's the biggest lot of crock there is. I'm being a little bit firm about it. Normally, I'm quite flexible and everything. That's because me, Eugene, and Brian have gone over those figures in a stream previously in Three Wise Men. We know for a fact that there was a large chest of money that was put to one side throughout all of those Poch years. And when it came to buying the stadium, all of a sudden, Levy had nearly £300 million, which he'd accumulated all that time, out of nowhere, in order for him to go ahead with that project. But we're here now, and to tell you the truth, we're over that line, like it or lump it. Let's look at the squad that we currently have. We've got some exciting new players coming in. We've got some youth talent that's coming through. There are negatives. Every team has them. Even if a team spent 150 million pounds that may be next door, even they've had some negatives, So if you compare yourself from one team to the next, you're going to find that there are differences. But overall, I'm okay with it. And I just want to quickly welcome Dave Jones, who's just become a YouTube member. Welcome, Dave. Thank you very much for joining our little merry crew. Great to have you. Big you up. Has anyone got
Stelios?
Stelios,
what are you trying to show us on that band?
What is it?
We can't read it.
We can't read it.
Everyone needs to support Apoel. Apoel. That's the best team in the world.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay. I thought you were holding up a Mars bar.
Okay, I'll buy more tiramisu latte and a bit more halva.
Champions of Cyprus.
I don't like any other team but Spurs. The other teams can get lost.
Guys, does anyone know what my views about Winks is?
Yeah.
The word 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 never come across my mind when it comes to Winks. Just letting you know. There are some people I draw the line on when it comes to just get out.
That actually like Winks.
No, there is some people that do.
I don't mind blinking. I like blinking.
I tell you the truth. Look, let's not rubbish the young man entirely, because he has a certain set of qualities. and skills. I'd prefer he'd use those quality and
should do a
skills
wig.
in a team
Harry
far,
Winks.
far away. But American Toff rating Winks could start in the negative numbers, a bit like Celsius.
And what's that now, still?
But Dave Jones, thank you very much for joining us. Honestly, much appreciated.
Yeah.
Guys, it's been 2 hours and 20 minutes since this stream has started. But for some reason, we've got like nearly 90 to 100 people watching.
Yeah.
Amazing. I will try to. I've been finding it really hard to click onto people's comments. It's been really difficult. But if somebody wants to put a super chat out there, it'd be nice. It's not necessary. I will try to get to your comments, honestly. But if you feel that you have to do it, you don't. Please don't feel that you have to. If you want to do it, then feel free to do it. Fantastic. Channel owner is sitting over there. Past Eugene, who's wearing looks like a prisoner's outfit. Cody, he's saying that we're the eighth most valuable club, not the 8th richest. I think there's a distinction between the two, but right now we're in the top 10 of either, right?
Yes.
Although we do have high revenues, non-COVID. Basically, we as a club, we have diversified enough that the money's still coming in, whether it's COVID or not COVID. But we have also the highest debt in Europe. Well, we want to be number one. It is on decent terms for the next 15 years. I think some of those terms have gone into 30 years. But
we're also the only non-league club. We're the only non-league club to have ever won the FA Cup. So that is
going
fantastic.
back to 1901.
What other club can say that? As a non-league club, no money.
My dear, you're going a bit far back for that.
We have Fez is trying to remind us
No
that
other club has
we
got
should.
that in their history, have they?
No,
Yeah,
they
but
haven't.
that's the point. It's history. We need future.
I think to a certain degree, Jamie, one of the things which I have noticed from a lot of fans as I've been communicating to them internationally is Ali's right. To a certain degree, a lot of fans don't know about the history.
Yeah.
In terms of they can see writing, but they can't see it with their eyes. They've got no feeling towards it. I feel that there's not enough done by Tottenham Hotspur Football Club to promote this history. We've got no statues. There's not enough there, and I think a lot of the new international fans.
Put me as spokeswoman.
Ali, I think you should be the person representing that side of it because you feel that passionately.
Keep the sailor's hat on. Keep the sailor's hat on when you greet them.
Yeah.
That's the Captain Hoiberg.
Captain Hoiberg. Yeah, because I want him to be captain. That's why. Lloris is not the captain in my eyes. It's Hoiberg.
It
looks like Arsenal at least have got a backup striker. I didn't know that.
I mean, we could discuss Arsenal. I'm absolutely over the moon that they are in 20th place right now with no wins and no goals. I hope they stay there for the rest of the season. I got no problem talking about Arsenal, right?
No doubt.
We've pretty much have. We couldn't have asked. Look, guys, step back for 1 second, right? Yeah. Pluses and minuses in the transfer window. We just got to be realistic that we're Tottenham and Levy's in charge. But if you look at our circumstances, you couldn't have asked for anything better. I mean, I know it's only temporary we're at the top of the league, but Arsenal at the bottom. If you want to be at the top, then don't you want your biggest arch rivals to be right at the bottom?
Yes.
And that's where they are. So all that hoo-ha that we had over summer, let's face it, the summer was a terrible summer for a lot of us. There was a lot of heartache from the beginning all the way through. And now some of us have got terribly disappointed with the final transfer of the windows. But if you think about what we went, the transfer window, it's slipping my words there. But if you look at where we are now, we've got to say that we're not exactly in a crappy position. We're in a decent. I mean, decent's like, I know it's only 3 games, but come on, 9 points, 9 points.
We're all excited about the points, right? But this is the problem. This is the part, like this comment right here that I put up on the screen. We do good years that end in 1. Unfortunately, the season ends in 2. So your logic has gone out the window there. Like, see, like, I'm all cool with like, look, instead of saying, look at where we are now. We're in 9th. Come on, let's be excited about that. Why can't we just say, okay, we've done a good job for the first 3 matches, and now we need to do a good job next weekend and the weekend after that. I mean, like if people will say we back Nuno. I can't. I'm going to pound this drum until people stop calling me negative. I was the first person of this community to back Nuno. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And if you're going to back him, why don't we listen to him? Right? And what he said was, don't get overly optimistic about being at top of the table. Those were Nuno's own words himself, right? So if the man who's leading our players on the pitch is telling us to not be overly optimistic about our table position, how about we take a step back, breathe, and say, okay, right? Why don't we bring ourselves back down to earth? That's all I'm saying.
Don't get too cocky. Because look what we did under Jose. Jose, we were top of the league, and then they had the international break, and we were top of the league. Then look what happened from them. We got. But that was a different team. This team, I think, they're a lot better defensively. They're a lot better, and they work as a team. They really work. Even Dele Alli, oh my God, I can't believe that he's tracking back.
Yes. Look, I don't want everyone like really walking away from this particular stream feeling that we've been hard done by. If you're a Spurs fan, that should be normal, right? The last 20 years,
we've got great conditioning.
Look, that's the thing, though. Is that, look, just because someone gets a bit happy at something doesn't mean that they're giving into the fiasco of how our club is run in terms of footballing matters. But what it does mean is that we can turn around and look at the little joys in life, and genuinely, as a fan, be excited about something. And I think right now, our squad, you know, may not be the Man City squad out there, but there are players, and I'd rather have every one of them than have any of the Man City players. Personally, I don't care how expensive they are. No, it's not that. It's just that those players never chose to be for us. These players did.
What?
Go ahead.
I think some people
bring it on. Talk to Kate.
What? It's just crazy talk. It's crazy talk.
Explain how I'm crazy.
Look at the crowd.
I would take De Bruyne. I would take Ruben Diaz. I would take Jesus. I would take Gundogan. I would take Bernardo. I would take their goalie. I'd take the whole squad, man. All of them.
Right.
They're brilliant.
And supposing all the players said no. They don't want to join your club. See, that's my point. The point is, at the end of the day, I don't just want players that are excellent players. I want them to play for the shirt as well.
Tottenham Hotspur, idiots. We're the best club in the world. Why wouldn't they want to join us? Manchester City haven't got a history like us. They've got their future because they bought it. They're Manchester Richie. They haven't got no credence in football. Whatever they win, they're never going to be looked at as a big club. Once Pep goes and they all start diminishing,
any fan who would want Harry Winks over Gundogan, any fan that would want Doherty over any defender at City needs their head examined. All right, they've got quality players. If we
they're not in the first team, though, Stelios. They're playing in the Europa Conference.
Harry Kane wanted to go to them. Harry Kane wanted to go to that team, remember? Yeah? One of our...
The way I
wanted to do the dirty and us and go there.
I know it's funny, and I was saying it with a little bit of tongue-in-cheek, but the main point was this.
No, I'm serious.
I only want players that want to play for the shirt. So you can have all these grand, fantastic players, but if they don't want to play for our club,
money,
if you
how many Man City players did we try and buy?
No, wait, stop. 1 second. I've seen the same players that we're trying to get, if we have to offer them double the amount of wages or double the amount of money to come to our club, but it'd be less if they were going Man United, right? So sometimes the player has to want to play for your club, right? And therefore you're not having to pay over the odds for him. You can, if you had a large enough pot of money at the end of the day, you could buy any player you wanted to. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is that player has
offer
to
them
want
Champions
to come to
League.
you.
Offer them Champions League. Offer them Champions League. Offer them a club that wins trophies, and they will come.
That sounds like money to me.
They'll come.
No, but that sounds
No,
like
it's
money
called
to me.
success, glory. We're called.
No.
See, this is the
Success,
problem,
glory.
Mr. K. This is the
No,
problem.
wait.
Fans
Go on.
have diminished our club. Fans have diminished our club. Fans that accept what is going on have forgotten what Tottenham is. Tottenham was the first club to win the most amount of FA Cups, 8. Tottenham was the first club to win a European trophy. Tottenham was the first club to do the double. We used to be a great, great club, okay? The song is Glory, Glory, Tottenham Hotspur. The word glory means trophy. Trophy, trophy, Tottenham Hotspur. It's like we've forgotten all of that. And it's like, let's just accept how it is now and forget what...
Still, I don't
was
think
a
the
great
fans...
club. Tottenham was
still,
brilliant.
Want
We
to
were
just
brilliant.
qualify for the Champions League, do we?
I don't think the fans have
That's
forgotten.
nothing. If you
No, we don't,
the
Ellie.
fans
We
have
want
forgotten.
to win it.
bring money.
We want to win it.
No, I
We
don't think the
wanna
fans have
win it,
forgotten, okay,
but
Stell?
it
But
brings
money buys you the
into club,
players.
but if you don't win it, then it's no point. But look at Arsenal when how many times they went into the Champions League before
No,
us. They
but
never won it. They got to the final.
Ellie,
They lost to Barcelona.
players. You've missed my point. Love. Players want to play for a club that offers Champions League so that they can win the Champions League. You can't win the trophy unless you're in the competition.
Yeah,
so if
of
you say
course,
to a
I
player,
agree with you,
"We're in the
Stella.
Champions League,"
I
it means you've got a
didn't
chance of winning
diminish
it.
That.
We can't give
Of
that.
course. That's why we've got to qualify
Guys,
for it this
guys.
year,
Okay,
at
sorry.
least.
No, listen, guys. Do you remember when Redknapp came over, right? Yeah, and he found us at the bottom of the league, 2
Yeah.
points, no striker, unless you can call whoever they brought in as a striker, lastminute.com as a striker. And the challenge was we got ourselves to the Champions League, right? So if you're a player and you join a team and you take that team and you're part of a squad that's gone all the way to earn yourself a spot in the Champions League, how do you think you feel when you're playing in the Champions League? What you're gonna now the team's got to the Champions League, all of a sudden all these other players that weren't interested in your club, now they're interested in your club and they want to play, and you're gonna say, here's a checkbook, please come to our club because we're that desperate. No, bruv, I want a club. I want players that want to play for this club, right? For the shirt, not for the shirt sales, because Levy's after shirt sales. So what I said to you earlier about the players that are here,
couldn't they
I love
not
them
sign
more.
for Tottenham?
I love
Why
them more
could they not
than I
sign for
love
Tottenham?
any player than at Man City, is because these players are currently playing for our shirt. The transfer window has closed. There are players. If I don't love them, who is?
We all love them.
But they're playing for the City shirt because they know they're going to win trophies at City.
Like Kunde and
But they're going to win
Tomiyasu,
trophies at
whoever
City.
they are, they've chosen not to play for our shirt, for this shirt. They said, if you offer us more than enough money, then maybe we're interested. I don't want players like
They
that.
should want.
Yeah.
I don't either. But
Why?
there's two.
Because they're mercenaries. When we
Yeah,
need
yeah,
them the most, they're
it's
not going to be there.
I think you can find players that are good that want to play for us as well.
I agree
If
with
we
you,
if
Mr. They should want to
we
come to
have
Spurs because we're Spurs.
hold on. Yeah, I don't know there's anybody who wants to come to Spurs because of Spurs, but if we get the club to the top part of the well, I mean Kane wanted to leave, right? That's not true.
Hey, after 7 years.
He came from the academy. We didn't sign him.
I know, but he knew
Harry
Levy
Kane
was
to the
gonna
top
stay.
of the level.
It's 250
We get to the top-
grand a week.
Yeah,
Harry
if we get
Kane's
to
on
the-
250 grand a week.
Yep. And if we get to the top level, then players will want to come to us because of our status currently, and that's great. But we do have a super chat here from Ari G saying Serge ripped up his contract last year. I'm assuming what you mean by it, the last year of his contract. 20 million is that good? Yeah, that's good. But also too, there's and this is simply vanity for vanity's sake. I want to play you guys a small little clip here, and
BJ.
no, it's not BJ. It's This is from April 27th, 2021 on Paxton Road TV, Talking Points number 11. The Hotspur hot seat candidates. And for those who think that...
Let's move on to the next one. I never get his name right because I just can't say it.
Espirito Santo.
Thank you, Will. Thank you very much. Can I start with this one? I'm just
go
going
ahead.
to keep it simple. I don't want him.
I've got not much to say.
I just don't want him. I
agree.
just don't. I think he can do
Look at my
things
face.
with Wolves, and I think he's a good manager. A good manager. He's not a great manager. I just think that the way he comes across, he looks like, and I've mentioned this before, he's a tracksuit manager. He's comfortable in his tracksuit on the training pitch, putting the cones down, but he looks uncomfortable sitting on and standing on the sidelines. To me, we need the full package of a manager. No, we had the Jose in terms of his, it's all about me ego, but we had Poch who, was able to put himself in front of the camera and kind of be the spokesperson for Spurs. Santo doesn't give me that sort of vibe.
I disagree.
Okay.
I think he's, if Pochettino and Mourinho had a baby, there you go.
It's a very, very good point.
I'm not kidding, right? You talk about, out of all the managers except for maybe Rodgers that we've talked about so far, you brought Wolves out of the championship immediately into European position, and then kept them in the top half of the table for the most part. I think they'll finish in the top 10 eventually, even though they're sitting at 12th right now. Which is something that Sheffield United couldn't do. So I think the way that they play, the way that they set up, I think that he's kind of a no-nonsense type of manager. I think he'd be perfect to come in and really, I don't think he'll be a yes man for Daniel Levy. I don't think that he's going to be buddy-buddy with the players and start his mates in cup finals. Shots fired. I think that he could be, for a rebuild manager, if you're looking for a rebuild, I think he could do a job. I think he's pragmatic enough to defend well, and before his star striker was taken out of the whole season with a head injury, they were looking like they were going to finish in the top 6, 7, to 8th of the season again. All right, so if you want to watch the rest of that, go over to Paxton Road's Talking Points number 11 for people who want to see what I said and when I said it. Yeah. Thank you. It is a cute beard. It's a lot shorter.
Yeah.
Looking back, Cody. Wait, let me share this again just so we can look at Cody's beard here. It's a lot shorter.
Younger.
It is.
He looks like a teenager.
So young, Cody. So young and innocent back then.
Oh dear.
Before all the YouTube world has
Drained every bit of joy out of
hardened
him.
you.
Look, that's what I don't want to see to happen to the rest of the fans.
Drained every bit of joy.
I will back you there, Will. I know because I disagreed with you so much about Nuno.
That's
to
right.
know that you were on his bandwagon right from the start. So.
Yeah.
Look, if anyone could doubt his beard,
Santo. He's magic,
listen, guys, I don't know how everyone else is feeling right now.
Santo.
But at some stage, I need to come out of this stream. If anybody wants to stay behind, I don't know if the rest of the panel, the hosts, want to stay here or not. If you guys do, then let me know. But
we're going to be ending. We're going to be ending the stream but even if we leave, or if I stay for a little bit longer after Mr. K leaves, we will be ending the stream promptly at 9 Eastern time, so that everybody here can go on over to Tottenham on tour, because that's where the party continues. I mean, it's been almost like 24 hours stream today on the live stream from channel to channel to channel. Yeah. So
I'll be there.
I'll be putting the link in the chat, but before we end off.
Yeah, but before I go, there is one teeny thing which I want to understand, if possible. There's a comment that not that one. I just want to put that up anyway. He's right. We'd be broke. This club would be broke if I was in charge of it. Trust me, I'm no good with this type of stuff. But there was a gentleman who put up a comment earlier regarding Aurea. Okay, literally cost us millions. Now, could someone tell me what exactly happened here? What, he tore his contract up? What happened? 20 million? What is the situation? I mean,
mutual
nobody
agreement.
know?
It was by mutual agreement. They both
mutual agreement.
Mutual consent termination of the contract.
Right. So when you do a mutual consent of termination of the contract, there's normally some sort of agreed fee on how much your wages are outstanding, how much they're going to give you. Right. So that's mutual agreement and termination of contract is. Maybe zero, maybe it's not. But at the end of the day, they've parted, but it's done mutually. If one person got value in you, like for example, Kane, for example, and they find value and you want to go, and they said no, give us 200 million, then you go. With Aurea, it's a case of like if Levy's made the decision to let him go, then what's that got to do with Aurea? Go on, Stelios.
Okay, basically what's happened here is that Aurea wants to leave the club because the club have told him because the club have told him you're not going to be playing. Nuno's told him you're not playing. I don't want you in my squad. So what's happened is, rather than them trying to sell him, they probably have tried to do, and they can't get the right price for him. They've ended his contract by agreement, so because they don't have to pay his wages for another year, and he wins because now he's a free agent. He can sign for any club he wants if they want him. So it works for both parties. Rather than if he stayed at Tottenham, he's going to be pissed off because he doesn't play football, and Tottenham are going to be pissed off because we're forced to pay his wages because he's under contract. So that's why they both agreed to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I get that now. Look, at the end of the day, we've got choices. He's gone. We should be happier that we no longer have this confusion on our mind anymore, whether he's going to play or not play, because sometimes he's brilliant, sometimes he's atrocious. And that kind of really hangs on you because you've seen him perform good, and you're wondering why is he not doing that consistently. But yeah, I am very happy with the transfer window. I know some people out there are not, but I'm always a glass half full person, so that's the way I'm going to see it.
That's why you're never thirsty.
Trust me, I was very thirsty today. I was doing a lot of painting. But yeah, I want to thank all of you guys for turning up here. Really do appreciate it. Right, and Stelios, thank you very much for blinking in and out. What happened to Chris?
He's talking to Sky.
And everyone knows about Bob's how Bob feels about the situation. He doesn't mean to be ratty to anyone, but at the end of the day, he's genuinely concerned for the intention of what the club is showing, and I think Stelios here is probably the person that probably explained that the best around here. But I'm going to say good night. Thank you, Scott, for coming in. Stelios for coming in. Ellie, it's an absolute pleasure having you come in. Please do that again. And Jamie, thank you very much for having those. You almost look like you're out from Star Trek with that blue and that black. It does. You look like a science officer.
No, you can see my ears, but unfortunately, the woolly.
You don't have
to
be a Vulcan to be a science officer. No, sorry. Blue is medical. It's not science, right? Yeah. Blue is medical. Yellow is science. Red is command. I got it now. But yeah, you look like a medical personnel from Star Trek. Thought I mentioned
it's my headset because I teach English online, so.
I don't think we're talking about the headset.
Your jersey you're talking about.
That's right. Don't spoil it now. Too late.
No. He was making a Star Trek reference. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's okay. Listen.
I haven't had much sleep tonight. I've been working.
Time for breakfast for you. But Will, thank you very much for jumping on here. You've been on a lot of streams, so you're doing a marathon.
Yeah, I've been going hard since 1:30 this afternoon, man. Yeah, it was supposed to start at 12, but if Matt Hayes' computer hadn't broke down, so you got to find the silver. Be positive, right? I'm glad Matty Hayes' computer broke down, so I was 1.5 less hours of streaming. But still,
Stelios, you don't have to put your hand up, mate.
Mr. K. I'm using. It's just because I don't know. My internet's crap. I don't know if you can see me. I don't know if the internet's working. So I just put my hand up. I don't know.
You're doing a Pope John Paul II pose.
I just wanted to say to everyone watching the show tonight, whether you're Levy in, Levy out, Dane Scarlett in, we should have bought a striker, deluded, negative, positive, optimistic, crackhead, bonkers, whatever you are. At the end of the day, keep the comments coming in. Every opinion is valid. At the end of the day, we all want the same thing. We just got different opinions of how to get there. That's all it is. So much love to all the Spurs family, and always Tottenham, man. Always Tottenham.
Always Tottenham.
Always Tottenham.
Tottenham till it kills us.
But before anybody goes anywhere or does anything, I have pinned the channel link to Brian and Brian's Tottenham on Tour channel to the top. So make sure you click over there. I don't know. They're not going live here. I'm going to stay on here probably till they actually go live. That way I can have an actual link. I'm trying to get it from Brian.
Okay. I need to catch up on my sleep and get some food because
I'll send it to you.
So Eugene,
actually, that's the StreamYard link though. Still,
Eugene,
I need the YouTube
carry the
link.
flag. Carry the flag for Spurs Asian into the Tottenham on Tour.
Yes, I'll be there.
Jamie, it's a pleasure, mate. Thank you for coming on the show. Really appreciate it.
I'm the light relief.
And Will, Brian says that once the show starts, right, he will throw the link into the chats. So if you want to hop on, you can hop on there. Because I've been chatting with him.
No, I mean I have the StreamYard link already. I've had it for a couple hours, but the YouTube link, right? So like for people who don't know, StreamYard's tutorial.
Yes.
You can click. There's a little button on the right, and it says "Show Video on YouTube," and you click that, and then you can copy the link, and that's actually the link for the video for people to watch it, instead of the StreamYard link for people to join the stream. Because I don't know if Brian and Brian want 71 people to actually join the stream. They probably want those 71 people to watch it. But
look, for me,
that's
the surprise
Eugene,
goes.
that's
I got
going
it.
wrong, Eugene.
I swear, for me. Sorry, Jamie.
No, Eugene and I often we have more pundits than viewers sometimes. So maybe we need to follow Will's link.
That's what happened. You invite me on to be the guest, and then I can't comment in the comments for you guys during the game.
Listen, TB has shown what the secret behind Will's persistence is. It's exhausting. He's been at it all day, so I can see that.
Who's
guys,
exhausting?
I think
I'm exhausted.
You should be exhausted now. It's an exhausting
you've
day.
had an exhausting day because you've been putting in the hours.
But I'm mutual.
Tired,
I would like all my wages. Sometimes it doesn't always work out that way. But look, listen, I'm kind of content that at least it's no longer speculation and talk anymore with Aurier. Whatever the plus or minus in terms of money, I don't really care. Is he out the door? Yes, he is. Have we got a new player in? Emerson? Yes, he is. Is he going to be better than Tanganga? Well, I hope Tanganga keeps going higher and higher.
But reload XXXX, reload XXXXX. You are now a mod. I've given you the wrench. If you have the link, you can go ahead and throw that in there. I trust you on the channel. Don't delete a bunch of people. But you're a mod in the chat now. So if you want to throw the actual link in there again, so it works, so people can click on it, if that's what you got, then go ahead and do that.
Alfonso Campa. Seems like I haven't come across Alfonso Campa. Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't.
Okay, Alfonso Campa sounds like he might be from my neck of the woods. It sounds like a Filipino name.
Okay, so listen, Will. If I press this red button down here on my screen, will it do anything naughty to your to this stream?
The one that says "Leave Studio."
That one's okay, right?
Yeah.
Yes. The one at the top.
This one's at the bottom.
My seat.
The end broadcast is at the top.
Yeah.
So the bottom one, it changes on the phone. Listen, guys, and all the viewers out there, thank you very much for tuning in, taking the time to watch this stream, putting your comments in, adding your likes. If more of you out there can add more likes, then it will definitely be spread amongst all the other people that would like to see this program as well. If you're watching this in the future, please do, stick a little comment down below. Let us know what you feel about the stream. And if you want to see a bit more Star Trek input, definitely Jamie is going to be invited in the future. But yeah, I've got one. Eugene, I started the show with you, so the last words with you. Julian, it's an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for coming into the show. I myself have to come out of it now because it's been nearly 3 hours. I do have other things, unfortunately, I need to get done.
No, you don't.
But guys, you know what it is? I got to get some sleep, and I haven't eaten dinner since I came home. And, I've been doing all the painting and stuff since there.
Breakfast.
Get some sleep.
But listen, thank you all of you
Eating
guys
is
for turning
cheating.
up.
Eating is cheating.
Still, you do that all the time.
Too late for that. I've got the waistline of an elephant.
Do you know something? There's something I've wanted to do for ages, right? Yeah. Oh my days, that's so much better.
Hey, Mr. K.
Wow, I just wanted to get this peaceful. Oh, he's
say
unmuted
goodbye.
himself. Oh.
You're staying on.
Mr. K's long goodbyes.
Come on, you Spurs. No, I hate to leave, honestly.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
I mean, you don't have to go, but I mean, if you have to go, you're free to go, right? Like,
No, I'd love to stay, but unfortunately, no, I got to make a move out of here. 3 hours. Listen, guys, I can't
Pull the
wait for the next
plug.
show.
Pull the plug. Pull the plug.
Pull
Pull the plug.
Pull the plug.
All right.
there he goes. These guys.
Yeah.
All right. There you go, Mr. K. We love Mr. K. I've now taken over Mr. K's show.
Now it's called Talk to Will.
Now it's called.
Let's see who's going to shut their eyes first.
Now we're on THFC rants. Now we can rant about some stuff. No more positivity.
Hey, I hope you're talking about COVID. No more positivity. Vaccinations, the way to go.
Facts and stats only now. No more dreams.
Done the COVID.
Oi,
But guys, hold
passed.
on. I need to jump off too because I'm going to
You're
jump
pregnant?
onto I'm
You're
pregnant.
pregnant.
No, I'm not in Dombelly.
No, Stelios, he's pregnant.
Stelios.
That's bundled up half anymore.
Yeah. I'm just gonna take a short break. Then after that, I'll be on Tottenham on tour. See you guys there later. All right.
Yeah, and
I'll
for
catch up with
folks
you
that
guys
are
later.
watching the show, all right, thanks, Eugene. Appreciate it.
All right.
Everybody go to Spurswation TV. We'll be continuing this on. They'll get to continue it on until their day because it's just morning time for them.
I'm going to go, guys, because I need my sleep. I've got to go.
All right, Ellie. Nice meeting
All right,
you.
Ellie, it's nice.
Take care.
Thanks for coming on the show. We always love having you.
Ellie,
Great
see you
to
later.
have
Love you
you.
loads.
Catch up you later. Yeah. Thank you.
Bye.
Love you loads.
Eugene.
Bye-bye.
Eugene,
Yes.
when's our next show? Is it Kieran?
Sunday. Oh,
No,
next
no.
show is Kieran. Yeah. World Spurs tour.
Yeah. That's
Yeah. World Spurs tour
Friday,
with Kieran.
Thursday night
Friday
for the
morning.
Americans and Friday morning
Friday
for
morning
us.
for Friday morning for us.
Okay.
All right.
Alrighty. And then,
Catch up.
thank you.
I'm
Yeah,
leaving.
we'll
Right? Bye bye.
okay, bye-bye.
Okay.
Come you Spurs.
Guys,
Yeah,
I'm off
Spurs.
as well.
Well,
I'm off as well.
Carry
God
the
bless
banner
everyone.
and thank
Take
you
care.
for
Good night.
being our noble leader.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Stelios, everybody go watch Tottenham away. Yeah, okay, we're here. Anyway, Scott, for folks that are still watching, there's still 6 to 7 of you sitting in there in the chat. The link, our new moderator, Reload, XXXXXXX, has posted the link, and it is pinned to the top. Make sure you go over there and hit the bell. I'll be over there probably later. I may take a 5 or 10 minute break before I actually jump on the stream. I don't know what they have planned for the beginning of the stream. But once they open it up, I'm sure I'll be in there for that.
Based on watching Brian today, I think he might have a rant going.
I'm sure he will. He said it's going to be the rant time. So if you like ranting, head on over there. He said Cody shaved and grew hair. So he's saying you're Cody. I could put the bald and bearded thing back up there. It's not too much different. Here we go. Yeah, you can be Cody for a day. And where's there you go. That works.
This is about as long as I can get before it drives me nuts. I don't know how you guys can go that
Yeah,
long.
It took actually mine doesn't get much longer than this, to be honest with you, because it just starts getting wild. Cody, you're fired. I got a new co-host now.
I gotta get a new camera because I'm really not that bald. This camera angle's brutal. Especially the other day when I was on with Eugene and Jamie, and it was dark because it was 5:30 in the morning here.
Yeah.
And and the lighting in this room was terrible, and it looked full on. Like I myself thought I might be bald at the time because my hairline is getting pretty bad.
Cody says he grows. He shaves every day. It just grows really, really fast. But let me see what's going on over there. How many people are waiting in the chat over there? It says there's only 4 waiting. But you guys better go over there and subscribe. I know for a fact there are people that are watching 366 Tottenham on Tour. That is Brian Ireland and Brian Daigle's new channel. The second half of Tottenham Away. A lot of you followed us over from that show, and you need to be coming over that way.
Cody, I'm going to say this, hopefully when Bob not listening. I have come to grips with it. Unfortunately, my wife hasn't. I want to shave my head and have for a while, but something that you might know about. Sometimes you don't get to make every decision in your life when you get married.
Well, I tell you what, my wife didn't like it either. She didn't want me to do it beforehand, and then I just did it once, right? And then she was like, "Grow it back, let's grow it back out." And once it starts to grow back out, it looks even worse. So then they'll just like, "Oh, just shave it," and then you're good, man.
Yeah, I'm getting close to the point where I think she will.
Just do it once, man. Just do it once, and then
I had a shaved head for a year, and then she said that was enough. I've let you have it for a year now. No,
oh yeah.
Oh, but
you gotta embrace it.
The joys.
I mean, I'm still pretty. I actually still have quite a bit of hair there now because I just shaved like a couple of days ago, but it's real thin. But it's what happens when we get old, and then the beard. She doesn't like the beard either, but it is what it is.
Oh, Cody. Oh.
Come, my wife just walked by and asked if I've been replaced for real. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yes, he has. No.
Oh. All right. Well, I'll head over to Will. I meant to bring it up the last time I was on the rant show. I was going to talk to you about Nuno. I know I was supposed to come on way back in the summer because, as you know, I was very anti-Nuno. By the time preseason started, I think I was more indifferent to Nuno. But I heard some of your comments the other day on We Are Tottenham TV, I think it was. I think it might have been after the second game. And I think we actually agree on a lot of things with Nuno. So some of your concerns that you raised were the exact same concerns I have. So maybe we're not that far off. You're just more willing to accept the positives maybe than I am.
I like for me, like Nuno definitely has some faults. I'm not saying nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
And
I just thought it was interesting to hear because I'm like, yeah, I agree with you 100% everything you were saying. So
yeah, for me, it's simply that his success rate, I think, is better than people give him credit for. Especially since like the fun facts is just like out of the 4 clubs that he's managed before Tottenham, he's brought every single one of them to European positioning, Europa League positioning at least, if not Champions League. And so he's a pretty good manager. And and like I said in that short clip there, that he is kind of a what I would say an acceptable mix between the pragmatic style of Jose Mourinho and the attacking style of Mauricio Pochettino. And for a rebuild where you don't have the quality, right? He has a really good track record of getting more out of less than some of the other managers that we were being linked to at the time. So I mean, that was really the reason why that I was really behind him. I mean, it's not that he's perfect or anything like that, but
yeah, my concerns were, I don't think from watching Wolves, I wasn't impressed with him making a lot of changes when things weren't going well in the game. I didn't see him do a lot of changes to fix that. Now, whether that's because he didn't have the personnel or not, he's
a very kind of stubborn guy. To be honest with you.
And I think you said something along those same lines. Yeah. My other concern was I am not impressed so much with how he creates attack throughout his team. It seemed to me like he relied too much on guys like Jota and Neves or Traore to do something individually brilliant. And that might just been me too sensitive to it after watching Jose rely on Kane and Son. That might have just been me going too far way.
But to be fair to Nuno, it's not like his squad at Wolves was very good either, right? So, So I think managers tend to have to rely on the players that they have that are able to accomplish with the best that they can do. But We got 1 minute left here, man. So any place where people can follow you? Are you on Twitter or anything like that? Or
I am on Twitter, but it's like I say, it's mostly just replying to Cody Max tweets. That's about it. So I would say I've been on Eugene's shows on Sunday morning a lot. We've been having a lot of fun watching the games and talking about it, trying to get on these streams more. So, and then try to get in all the comments. That's about it. Nowhere else to follow me. Just wherever everybody else is, I'll probably be there.
So it's Persuasion TV, or you can find Scott M in all the chats and stuff like that. But if you're still watching the show, you shouldn't be. Tottenham on Tour is live right now. The video has just started, so make sure you go over and hit that. Stay strong, stay Spurs. We will see you guys next time.
1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go now.
Thanks, Will. See ya over there.
See ya.